9%. So next half year also increase electricity tariff by 15, water by 9 point something. Now water is also by 15 point something. There's 9% now the money. I was answer charge and you add you. What is it? I was answer you add you. Yeah, but they're more coming.
Mate, me da say, me fa ofofro, me mo ha o. Okay, me bacho wa anso obetumi afre na yakoye nim 0302 216 545 0302 216 545 and 0302 216 546 0548 955 947 ofra na wama onkobo na ho ayetew naja obi nso anyina so anche na yekoye ni mafi ne mahu se eni ada ho kama enti no mamenkai wo ese enyumako bi etayechi na awia bia de ekosise dwubadi eba na eba ne sound of our timer eye 2074 Royal Kingdom Estate Provident Insurance also with Provident man you are covered. My here some segment in so Africa Queen Mackerel Ecobank Ghana a better way a better Africa and a Blue Star Lotto win big every day. Now one-on-one and as interview segment we know your trending issues are yeah you discuss no a syntax tank a strong a tough power jet batteries discussion segment a Franco Trading Enterprise phone papa fee Millennium Insurance your trustworthy partner Tabia Heba Felisco San Ghana Limited we save your cargo we save your life enyumakoi ene boyen yeko enimu no meka womo ensem kakra ede acheo obi aba homaso mahai
sponsor say you don't want it. Maybe I want sponsor.
Yeah, that's it.
Second year new. 4 years. Second year ni. At least my 2 months, 3 months been pay. Second year I was starting at the Akofaberi. And that's only what he did. So I have one Casantia politicians. So Ghana na idea. Na these Indian people will go soon. Chania Ayakano. Have your population, you say. And the ones who have 2 political parties, the ones who are population, you say. Into a who probably quite bad, they are pyro. And then see, other Obia Bufu, or Chessica, or Chidadia, or Yayoku, Numunadia, and then they are the back. And then there is a this idea. Oh, pressure. I can tell you what to be said. I can tell you what to be said. Akatiani afawo wo what akati one ma wo at Christian winter wife obi ko parliament 4 years she sika o teacher dey no teach you ba ko ho on woman say okay and about you what teacher dey teach you na me dey be yasa sa siku asemi ani say dey politics ka na do ba ko na po ya doctor I don't know for a hospital be alcohol. Papa Ludo so one on the school bed we teach that. School bed we teach that. Lectures are what we university be you be a one abekwa have this education.
Okay.
Ma who you know I did kind of ben ya baby. Oh, Kwame Nkrumah did any
Bibia be fine ye bit we aka no na ye be fa ofofro na se be fa last 2 callers na ye de course no asi e wo ha mema wa ha o. Okay, it's ye fa last 2 callers na ye de course no asi na afi issues a e wo ho no ya hyase di mu nkomo nti eba no tariff ye ka ho asem ya se ye ensuo anase enkane no ebi se eba no production cost ene fuel krompa wose ye to ene ade no a ye kadodo na wo hwe PURC wo mo ehihye mu so a abosumi miensa bia no yebeto eye enkane mu eni ensuo buo mu every quarter yebetum ewo man yimu nti eno so ne yebehwe nti de ye ka ho asem ye 9.86 a ye ka no 1st January asase eye adwuma no January February March ayo so by 1st April no ewo se yesanso ete ehun komodie biem na yehunu ba bia omo ede ko akosi na mayenko ahomaso ma hai
ye na mame
Aja mpacho efroso frefi
mpacho efremi na pala o imade do na fe na pala na kasasi a chembo soso
yeti wa pala
da masipa ne moncheche ni mafutu akasa me kan se ye de ni kan mafu ye ni kan mafu che se ye hu bi obekwa magana na obegina magana oni ndi shi na oni ndi pidia won kan o mame Kese inse uni ye kan kalamsi asema de ame se nyemo e dia meta me no e kasei e duma kosu den ejuma maye ntrowani mako maye no ho no piti mi so ana mo na ku ana mi sia ya mo ze ha mo be se na mi so nke ejuma mako mi me lafi nya de se ni ga su ni nyama be sa sia Obese na wan ahi na mo be mama mako ye be ko pepe mu mako be ba se da 2000 na se na o kini ni dia me 10 basa anaji 5 basa 10 basa na se ye 2000 na se osun be mi tan na ko be jin wani bo be dia hin na mi na mo be se na ye na me hwie ni o di ni fikenti ni kama fobia
ma na minim se eba no ensase a omobagia ya omo ne motena se eye evaluation asase ne kese ne me wo so na ye de hu compensation ama obitun beji wasase wonya hwe wo mu
se ma me mpacho asase ne ye men kasa de ne high field wo ti nipa ne de mana ono de ona de ma ne nti won ne be kana se ahi no mbe ma wo na de se on ta yi ni na on se e bosun be inu ma ne si me gire mu anu imagine ta hin nka me yini kama phobia o
efo be na wodo de na wodua
ne pacho en troni kuruma ana mako
oh okay
ateche munye kwa e din obe sisa so a mbe boba ide no abe 3 messages ufa obi no be boba ide ba koma wa bebre na ola si nyanti tambia na ni paka kisha yen so enti min koboko ni bi kala nti ye di se so ni sa si so enti min enti ye wuni ya yen di mu ye wuni yen bi enti ni ba na me ka te mu se bi ya sina me ba na ya na sei yan se dan fa yen ki bi me bi enti ni ka me ni obi obekọ mai ni obi obekọ mai sen kakranka na onye capital bi ko na o probe bi atna kora anti ze omo be se ne ko untimi ne ne fi ne o ka sai si network ni se da engagement na mi kamera fanka mi video che consider nti o tin crown na mo se fatiga mi se no mo yes keke mo yes e dia forest area ne keka club keke o nya fi
nti e fa hipotin na wo hu se omo ye galamsi no
Omoshe ayi bua kwa frontier kwa area ho finfin omoshe ye prefere ni da to bi enti ni bako na de ejuma me yekwa masanya basa nyomo kan se me de men ko sinye me ejuma mu nya nu wae wani be po won so no chese no mo be se ne prekote ayi mo be no de 2020 ni musa mu ye bi the church ni ma pe me madam for ba ko more than 2 weeks ago this time in Panama because as I say what maybe kuku kakra was so mti kuku sika inu wan kwa ontimi yo mfi ontimi mbo chese ontimi yo mfi nke di ujini sana wangaza kwa udani fiu ni bo afoge ni pani bi o kamai chese onye ndi no onye bibidi a onka ho
na modoso mo a atomo no modoso
me ni bra ba ko
mumie no pe
ini ni pe ni se o mobo ni ka se iko ni we furu o ba se ahodi ni ko e poso na ikura nka so bu nku fi isu obie ni ho o kan bi amani
se o ka se obie ni ho a o kan bi amawa ebia ne se o de abai Ekosiisen wo ka ho asem yi na baby a wo no so minim say your unit committee members wo ho assembly member e wo ho na ya sanso wa ban ya crutch penny wan na wo de sase wo yakoto nanim a wamua anaso wanka ho hwe
sisi ya tatiyo anuna enuna nsame frɛ me sɛ da Abena bɛbɔ fo no ka sɛ no na me bae yon hia no ntimi amanti pese me hia no na me bisa no one on one kaka se bisa na o ka sa ania na aka sisi no adwuma no ye ne de bi sɛ o fa mo ya mo ntimi nya ho de so mo di na be show konse fa da na mo de bi
it is a say no asase ne obi dia na wo wadroso na asase wura se wo de ma obi no de abetu fam agudie ye galamse yi bi enti se sika bi kra wo ho a efi asase wura no na beji sika no mebo a
onu se onde se asase no wato ni no de no nti o mo se no beka se mo ma bi kaka ensa ena me ka onya wo de nti o mbetu ntimi yo mo
okay mate mamena se ne ebra wanya amame na juna entonim
NPP no ase o man politician na de keke ye see ya $2 so ko market a hwe nchese ya ti nyema so sell ye o mo tini na politicians no ba no sana ye mompa papa mo ni braba ko si on de nimpa yo bo an se yale a e be bo ma ni kontini sa nya me de be bo
na ensese ye keka sansem no so on
ko to ne ni omo ni yin what you say omo no mu di ni mo no mo sa de you na ya san ba bonke ye ku galamti ye ku ye wi ke sei chu ke sei nyani ono ni di bebre omo mu ku no mo di ye ko ya na ye ba man na mi ye ko na sikani de be tu be kwampa e be faso tu ni asem
mate enti onim de ye be ye ne gina so na woni me producer nkasa wachire ho wa hu na onye details ye be follow up na ya hwede ye koso no why mame fa me last caller ma hai
bra kasa na sami ya mamo na nipa de ye na ye nipa ibi kan ni botema se uya tinka it se asemi ya babo ni bi anu abati mi so uya mu ya ni obi sajere no mu ya de na da na kura do ni abu ani me na se musu ma mu Dr. Frimpo Mansu ko bo ni tebi ni bebre se wo ni fi bebre house ni am se mo di padi mi ni nchire mo de ba ko ko to mi ya fi mo ba wo ni nchire ni ba na fi ya tu ni e ti ma tu kaka obi pa ba e ti ma e be ti na ni ti sa di pa no nko e jai atu wasa because party ya tika wo ti sa ni o mi na party ya tika okori ye de la mse de no okori na so oba ko Ghana si o de ni e mo ni si na party ya tika di ayese na tika ro ko so ni okoji ye God for oil God for God no okoji wa hi awo be party ya tika ukaka ya ke udidi obi no ade ye mo na mo je na ti mo na mo report me ya to you to this and also we get that mo na mo kan mo na say mo boss akofo ni nti won Dr. Frimpo ko bo we are stand
okay
say something yes I got that now the go man say ko mu bi no obeka mo no man say dey adenti ye na ya bi ebi na wuke bi dey so bi ko to ma kan have the be so any senior people for no can say so na say na light from that kuruma ta fa ba timranti light for that wo ya de wo ya faso da ejuma wo ya faso a ana ya ntore ni wo bi obe do 50 years and now 40 years na bi ya obaka people are rich for I share their trust at ya to government na pass supply na na okay I the party supply na ma say every 3-4 months you have to launch more na and now people are rich for that kasana for the I gather this say you dey say na mate ya ka tada ni pasala ka ba si ko e ba ma o ma no Omara de bobo ti akati.
Mate maja mame na se ene ebra wanya ma ye wie me da obi bia ofre ya se na mo aso mo issues no eye de betuma ye follow ups no so no production ebeteki no up na ye de akire ahwese de eko na meko ahomaso na meni owura Benjamin ensia akodin komo eba no anyina mahoden efa hono a o munimde na afi ye ne hwe increment a enra ehyasie minkan se no ehyasie ye adwuma na enkania number 9.86 na so de ka ho no de di kan se de osobufa oransi ama hai ye da se ne obre wie ya fishia panso
afen kombesayo
ya no ama ne so ama me kakra na increment enra take effect eye electricity na water no wo hye figures baye ene said ye hon komo no ekono a no ne na ye expectation anase na ka wono ne senki wo say bro sa na ban na teso kra mayen
me da say expectation ye no kra na ye expect say ye there share new multi-tariff year tariff as aseno nyinamkania ebe kosro and I say esobeti because of new capital investment various utilities no ebe here edi omujuma in terms of modernizing infrastructure betimi ama very efficient as I reduce system losses and multi-year tariff no mostly no every 3 or 4 years depending on abaya or so anti na yenim say there 2026 na earlier one na ending the year and say say kakra beba but 9.6% no na yene PRC enya adwen kakra because most of the indicators now at the 2022 one no are quite better because better in terms of inflation no 2022 no inflation was hovering around 20%. Now inflation 6%, even though PRC used 8% and the share board. We are no free exchange rate in 2022 no at the time of August na share multi-year tariff no na exchange rate and I'm around 13 and now exchange rate and I'm around 11 or recently around 10 point something to the dollar. In terms of energy mix, previously, now hydro as part of the energy mix was quite higher compared to recent one a year by. It is okay, all the indicators are now even though we need to support the utilities to modernize infrastructure, improve efficiency, I think that it was on the higher side because it increase, now it reduce the welfare of firms and their households. And the challenge is that there be any policymakers, especially those in the power sector, without addressing the internal challenges, it creates a boomerang effect. And when they say, system losses and that is what the data is telling us. For example, in 2022, we had a multi-year buyer, system loss around 24 to 26%. You introduce multi-year in 2023. That's the first quarter. 2023 system loss now jump 30%. The actual say utwejina mkania mu kese okosu tumuno. Now one also bitiano mutiana esote. People begin to find ways to evade these tariffs and our bills because ye boye dia Ghana for no be one person bitiano mo fa kwan bi so to me evade the payment of these tariffs. So it has never solved the problem. So I think that with the Anyaba, but Abano is for capital expenditure purposes. I also think that saying the inflation, i.e. Amayen, and the inflation on 6%, saying the exchange rate, i.e. Amayen, the city on around 10, Ghana city is 40 to a dollar. Saying the macroeconomic indicators, i.e. Amayen, I believe that it was a PRC, I find a 3 Namkania Boso in the first quarter of 2026, which is based on operational expenditure, because this one Abano a capital expenditure is for capital purposes and as investment purposes, but they are quarterly tariff adjustments and no for operational purposes. And looking at the last tariff adjustment in fourth quarter of 2025, looking at the various indicators, the shares are tariff compared to the first quarter of 2026, I think that PRC was a already new operational or quarterly tariff adjustment Ebema Kania was right, because inflation at that time moving average you see about 11%, but in the inflation 6%. Exchange rate you see at that time around 11.7, that is 11 Ghana cedis 70 pesos. The exchange rate 10 Ghana cedis 40 pesos. The only variables are that's where a bit constant in the energy mix and the weighted average cost of natural gas. So here, I think that beyond 9% your media by I was a PRC signing Ghana focus in terms of quarterly tariff adjustment and Oma and Kania Boso Timayan.
Okay, inti Mr. Nsia sa wo share indicators a waboboso ni nyina ne 9.869 gina no possible say sa first quarter yi PURC betu asabe communicate a reduction so matter so anase bi ebe endure na ye ko second quarter honom na so mo be sesemu kakra no masakra mu.
No, mrade chese yewo multi-year tariff review operation and asset structure and quarterly ebia woni juma DAD the omode ba we 9.8 capital investment and 4 years by year 2 for the first quarter of 2026, which will take care of 2026 to 2030. But quarterly biano was a yenya cost reflective tariffs. And the tariffs are based on the various indicators now we both either than and as I indicated earlier various indicators a favor the electricity end user.
Okay.
It was a yes I adjusted tariff view for the quarterly aspect and that is why I think that PRC needs to communicate reduction in tariff, because inflation is down, exchange rate CD has appreciated, and the consumers must benefit from this macroeconomic development.
So, who advocate for a reduction? Percentage bend to one mabignon say with ye realistic.
Yes, we have PRC your mobana. I think sometimes they have inconsistent data in terms of or more tariff increment. The entire makers are they say we have the year 2025 macroeconomic indicators were very, very favorable to the electricity end user. First quarter, any second quarter tariff by in May now. That time, not much information in the there was a bit of justification in increasing tariff by the 14%, because at that time, dollar and around 15 Ghana cedis, 70 or 60 pesos. Now inflation broke 20%, and energy mix and so on a defendants thermal and also was so. The first one there was a bit of justification in increasing tariff. But also third quarter tariff which is around 2.45%. There was no justification from them. Tariff because within May to June, CD are appreciated by 30%, and that 30% appreciation, Nanka was a team Namkania Boso by at least 10%. Emma Obio you say in Kenya be a hotono kruma. But unfortunately, POS here you saw more data, you saw some inconsistent reporting say we needed to take care of debt via Edaho. Almost like I say we needed to procure fuel. At the same time, now buying the levy Biaba and also amend Energy Sector Levy Act no the DFN Energy Sector Shortfall and Debt Repayment Levy Aba and the NT now buying this one Ghana city neighbor and say or see the kotok fuel power your thermal plants maybe but PRC in the third quarter no make justification say or say to fuel until or say increase and Kenya almost I make another justification say there's a reserve margin that the end user must pay. And normally, no, at that time, the argument they say, so we'll be introducing new items on the tariff structure. It must come in the new multi-year tariff, no, because then only baby share my who say open so the other problem. But PRC third quarter at the reserve margin 18% be by at the time, no. Now reserve margin cry no 18%, but what never know because reserve margin still no 18%. But PRC had by ebe increase tariff I think 2.45% or so. Yet can't one seminal in the fourth quarter we reserve margin if you move and farm you or say you fuel free move. But unfortunately for us, no fourth quarter no CD no appreciate CD depreciate a credit. Because in the third quarter, na CD now around 10, but fourth quarter the CD no around 11. Because of the depreciation of the CD, that much not depreciation no. PRC SI2 in Amkania Bomubium. So I think that PRC any Ghana and Guinea, we share all the department and agencies of government, we share Minister of Finance or Yena Jumayi say CD no, I be appreciated the dollar, Bank of Ghana, Gold Board. In the animal more telecommunication sector led by Sam George. Boy Juma saying Ghana 400 Tom. But I think the energy sector no, because of say Yenshida and cold or more accountable Nintino and responsible for certain decisions taking the energy sector saw effective increment from the first quarter to the fourth quarter of 2025 about 18%. And I think that looking at the appreciation of the city, over 30% appreciation. Looking at the decline of inflation, which is in terms of percentage points, almost about 20 percentage points. Now, who increase tariff? I think that there's no justification to increase tariff. So I'm expecting, say, 2026, some people Ghana 4-tier cost-reflective tariff are very competitive within the sub-region and Africa. I think that also data no. Now we are very constant sense with data now modi share in Kenya buono and umama who say market driven indicators and macro ni inflation and exchange rate and market energy mix and the weighted average cost of natural gas. These are the four items we use and the price of money for I increase in Kenya. So I'm expecting say also almost 19 in Kenya because all these indicators are becoming favorable to the electricity end user.
Okay, nature said due to the inconsistency a war data muno e be yedin so betumi a predict say omodi 9.86 sabano ne bianka nkrata ne data o refer o make reference to no e betumi a guide say nka e so ti bedru say ya nka ye realistic nature say omoni Ghana food din ye per the current conditions no e be den so be my figure me boa.
Oh, I think that first quarter of 2026, electricity was SOT by 5%. Looking at the decline of inflation in terms of percentage points, and also looking at the appreciation of the cedi against the dollar. Because we had the last time in the fourth quarter of 2025. I think the rate PRCD2 Kenyan was around 11 Ghana cedis 90 pesos or so. But now we know Kasa you see the 10 Ghana cedis 40 pesos to the dollar. And always it is appreciation within these two periods huge, but at least about 5% or even more. And they say, see, they don't appreciate you within these 2 periods by about 5%. Now, inflation, so in terms of percentage points, Swati by about 3 percentage points or even 4 percentage points. I think that consumer nanya krano, about 9% decline in the price of electricity or chroma. But in terms of waiting, you know, say I was say first quarter of 2026, you know, or mukenya so by about 5%. Emma Ghana for you hotomo.
Nature say 5 from the Nanka was a big number 4.86.
Yeah, 5%.
Mate meda say ene ebra wanya amayen awie it is obi kasa ban krompo no e consider the Ghanaian say wo hwe the costa e wo ho na o ma 9.8 na che say wono krompo no wafa kesepa no no de ketu obi ma Ghana for so ntua so bi kasa asem na as an expert e wo safa de ho no response be na adbema no
o menena be adwen. And I think Yabubo should be in 2025. But the problem is that the energy system, and I say energy system planners, you know, Abribiano Omodi say Yankoji Scan Free Ghana for Onfanya in Namkania. But the internal structures, governance problems are our sector, inefficiencies are our sector, increasing the hidden cost of generating electricity. And this hidden cost, you know, instead of policymakers, you know, ensure say omode kwanpa reduce hidden cost to ama electricity ends and benefit no omom penisa da bia meka say Ghana has one of the highest tariffs in Africa. Who the effective tariff yetia kroma is about 25%, 25 cents per kilowatt hour. Yetia meka say effective tariff and say yankwa na yetia tariff no on electricity na yesan tua no on petroleum, because on petroleum no utia energy sector levy act ni levies a ode kwa ko settle enyinam kaniaka petrol ni bia na onu solar no use ni woni fie solar no on connected to the national grid or use any base load or no any solar, but because of so be amfa futupa anase wanye na dwuma yie o enyinam kania sector ni ti no minu mienu ne yetia about 3 Ghana cedis, even 4 Ghana cedis per liter to pay the power sector debt. We also na power sector na musu ya san bele me high into the effective tariff rate. So the levies na utia on petroleum and the backup power no you are paying around 25 cents per kilowatt hour. Africa will be anywhere utia bisa. Nti say ya solve ye inefficient problems no our power sector no anya adwen pa bi anya dwuma pa. The atre nyina ne say ye beka say CD I appreciate it, but na Ghana for do na ekohia mu. E beka say fuel boss wati, but u savings no odi kutie nyinam kanea. Ye beka say fuel boati nyuma e wo krom ha no they cannot employ because of more cost of operations e be cost through because of higher billing due to higher tariffs. We any free wa products no entimi competitive in the sub region. Unema bi obe create no krom ha no ana in obe in produce no enye competitive because ne boarding say unia Cote d'Ivoire ni ntina ne wo hwe business competitive countries are Cote d'Ivoire is becoming very competitive compared to Ghana because omo inflation is quite stable and very volatile send enya ne kromai omo nyinam kania boyful and this say dia ye tuatua na body o kromai and omo macroeconomic indicators no most of them are stable until big crowd ha or person creating a jumo Cote d'Ivoire than so the baha because the baha bibia boarding. And I think that policymakers, especially PRC, as a president, Nasser direct, was so okay. Nasser governance system being a bit developer, yen and developer na yemma eminam kania boonyefu because ene na ha ban kese.
Mate orensia medase ene obre awie Benjamin Nsia eye energy expert ene na kudin community increment na abano also share indicators baby na inflation eswate ababedru ya nenam a single figure and as a single digit 6%. Now we share the exchange rate as at say ye bedi bronya yimuano na ye jina bese 10.4 na chese o minor are making improvement pa chese enkensese sa increment 9.6 no ebeba na obeka so a ebra na PURC nkomodi egu so a ekoso na yetete se increment a eba no ebebro best 9% no yenya TUC best December early December mu honum na 8 December mu hokọ baby no na TUC beka se ushe wages ni increment aban edema wom no na ye 9%. It is aban ato wo makatuem se adwumayfo 9% a eba ne sen ena sa wodi entumu ebe ye nkane a wodi kwa 9.86 na ensuo akogina 15% na kyese eye twamene ne kyese entumu no de ma wom no wasan afa fikyire ejisa entumu na ofiri wo mo ensemo a wo mo enya so mfaso inti TUC kyese wo mo empene ene empene wo kyena saban de entumu bia beba ebebro entumu a wode ma wom no ho enti eno eya asem kese ba ko a bosumi etwam no na hyase no ehyase na eba sesei enya beye adwuma TUC ensema wo ede baye nso mo di kan bon trene ekoshen aban no aban dia ye adwuma 9.86 ebro wo increment of 9% a omunya ye ewo makatua so very soon ye ne TUC ebedi nkomo na ye bisa se no 9.86 na aban dia ba TUC munya entumu 9% mo ye se mo ntiase na ene no enya bebo ade enra ahyase eye dwuma disenra no oto enyinama hodin a ye enkane ani bia ba bia gina nie entumu no affect no ene na woto a ebe affect no obeto no china ebe affect no it is effective. Honorable Collins Aduma Komensa Afija Kwabre North Member of Parliament or your former Deputy Energy Minister yene no eni enkomo Honorable Mahai Mahabi Mwadaroma
Nyaba mejoso
Afishia pa
afin commentary afisa say na unite nkwam na wasa afrem ni yedi nkomo say ya
amen na yenhwe eye increment aba electricity eye 9.86 and na water eye 15% bi go atire sa increment eba yeyin and the current indicators o show inflation na o share the the cedi no ahoden a ekita na sa percentage we no unu ni say eye realistic and na say ne kwanso no anasa no odin
we benya ba ma menche obi nza mo official pa no wati fo nyina official pa me didi say nka no pay ya ewie ya yedi nkomo ya 2nd January de nka yedi nkomo foforo bi a Magana for any idea coming mission crime in budget. Unfortunately, you know, we are saddled with an increment of electricity and water. Yang as a minority, I think we made our position very clear. We think especially when the indicator said okay, you know, it look quite favorable. No, now you say you could do baby at this point you could dream. But let me put it in perspective. PURC for a engagement on the share Parliament, which is the Energy Committee of Parliament. On the tree, and say this particular increment we know, and no the normal quarterly adjustment. Na eya omoye no. Nti etie phone tie biye. The omoye what they call the major tariff adjustment. Omoye no normally after 4 years and after 5 years biya. Na sa adjustment we no eya no omo de share omo capital expenditure. Say omo normal operational expenditures. We na omo de big project. To say omo person omo to omo some person omo year lines like a CB over a certain distance and as a transformers be na say we no omo de ya omo de take care of idea for the technical losses no. We no omo try to reduce it. And so this particular increment, you know, it's not the quarterly adjustment. This has nothing to do with that. And you know, Ghana should also expect. So in the next quarter, no, it is possible to another increment. So increment, the normal quarterly increment, the bar or more reasons for those quarterly increments, no, the indicators now inflation, exchange rates, and Hong Kong. In fact, over last year, Abena increased close to 18.2% of electricity. The third quarter, we were expecting because of the positive indicators, and could be reduced tariffs, being the third quarter. Unfortunately, third quarter is our course. Apart from the increments where for this particular January SRC, don't forget, so my 18% of that. And then in the next quarter, say conditions we should expect another increment in the next quarter. It's a very difficult situation. But with TUC for statement, it's say you're to market term about 9%. And so social increment we are wiping off the increment near the two or more market so. Into young fan says so 100 cities and I'm buying say or the 9% account or salary one. So 9% meaning I say I'm no say you're two electricity name water above that 9%. Into automatically they've wiped out some increment not abided by intimidity is for air drink. It means say I say you're Robbie Peter to pay Paul abiding amount increment of 9% on your salary and no matter how very a very difficult situation. But that's a government decision. We all have to deal with it.
Okay. Enti se mitienche muni dia na diaba ne ya yeka ho asem no eye for 4 years. Enti it is possible say somewhere in April ye behunu say increment for aba. Then it means to say sa increment no mo di indicators no ebe ye adwuma dia na the expectation is say April mo no e was say ba form.
In fact the expectation last year third quarter was that near percent ke ba form. It's an so be kaya asad last third quarter no na inflation aba form na exchange rate is stable. We expect to cross you benya a reduction in electricity or mass utilities but amasa into no say no ye intimi kase April no we expect a reduction and come a reduction in September my year kra no akebe hu say they are using the indicators no to do their calculation. Unfortunately, in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, you have a reduction in the indicators and reflected in the utility reduction. Okay. Unfortunately, and also cost. And I cannot tell whether the current indicators will lead to another reduction by the first quarter.
But we can you cannot tell, but we can predict.
I cannot tell.
We can predict.
And America say even in the third quarter, the prediction was that in case unfortunately, I'm a form. It's why I say in the third quarter, indicators were going down favorably. It's near expectation. I said the whole case and you better predicted by April, based on the indicators you want. Unfortunately, I'm in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, So I'm not too sure whether in the first quarter of this year, and also a better form. Based on the experience from the third and fourth quarters.
Another adma comments, Mammy Missa same way, may generalize both NPP and DC because since 1992, no, you said these parties, no, and I say, Marani and I say, Maruli or Mino. Adena, a yes so easy. And Mamma say, mo the increment, and I say, into Mubeba. But I could through the point to say, Bibia dear dance your senka was sent to soba. A yet din some would dent so no. Ebe juma a ban reduction in few say on few occasions and ye who especially ban for no and ye who sani mano others na kano yana a yedin ye fetch like be real at Ghanaians at the end yana a mano at chimusa.
To be very fair to both parties, there has been at certain point utilities near reduce. Obekaya and not done for the time. I think in 2018 or so, at a point in time, one of the quarters there was a reduction. And if my memory serves me right, so I think His Excellency John Evans Atamel's time also certain quarters required a man charge, a man increase and as a reduction. And to be fair to both political parties, there has been at a point there's been some reduction in the utility tariffs. But many of the okay, so we know again. We share electricity your losses. You're running almost over 30%. And sana electricity company ECG Lokakoto in the Munkaniano Abeton Amayen Crown. No one making loss about 30%. There are technical and commercial losses. Commercial losses need to say what ton electricity no amount will see. And so untimi my MJ Sikano. So when you shoot electricity na won't sometimes so ordinarily sometimes we won't say some people are also not very patriotic. Obi where you see electricity in the power and so untiyaka. Obi also so illegal connections and untiyaka. All these no and finding the commercial losses, technical losses near transformer be say waha why you be anke CSS fan yentini answer san nti ama nyam kanya na nam so no na ebi ko baby yes eko. So these are some of the issues it you know matuase ordinarily say your customer maybe say your consumer it electricity to me mekako to be yen politicians ni na ne mekako to be and until there will be a reduction all the time. But sometimes some of the conditions no yen reduction. Yen fan say in Yamakani you in foreign currency. And so obetoma the citizens no in cities. Until any time the CD exchange rates no and favorable biano, you should know say there will be some losses along the line. And you know, maybe you did say as time goes on, and then who say there are some reforms going on in the operations of ECD. Then I have to say ECD for revenues no akosoro. The bumpire said those reforms no will continue. So it was also ECD benya enough revenue. Our more operation. Then ko base abibia na so mo ba the citizens for to increase the tariffs in order for them to be operational.
Okay. Now, mamemfa wo enko ECG privatization. Last week, yan yehunu say Public Utilities Workers Union ede enkrata babonten na omasem ne se omatete esaban no appoint obi a ono no ebeye the transactional advisor na waba share the involvement of a private sector ewo ECG edwumadi mu said ye wo ende wo kan no se omo revenue ene ade ekosoro no omo hunu ne se asa oman no ye make inroads bia eye positive into omo ne say omankasa any management wo hodom no ebetumi arane without the involvement of a private sector babia pu ejina ne de yetete said there's an appointment bia enyanye certain because information be free ministry ho my ne ade and some na kwaso no do you still believe say a private involvement e wo mu no ebeboa yi?
Well, first of all, me in particular, I'm not against private participation. So you may be nowadays but I best in order for you to increase efficiency. I'm not against it. But things if one some more coming, it also makes it makes a lot of sense. In the sense that ECG was struggling with the bailing and collection. And who said na omo bail omo ton power mema ankwankwe. And so the efficiency in collecting the money no na aye problematic. And you know abaye na dream say even I think say even in our manifesto MPP manifesto mukwan there was an idea say that retail end which is the bailing and collection you know the ankwankwe ebeba abe supplement eduma ECG for you in order to increase efficiency. Now, so far, no, the figures, if ECG urban say they've increased the revenue collection. What it means is
Asempa
workers na wo na ankasa see motivate you na you encourage you they can do the work without necessarily going to get a private person to play a role in its operations. So say you are no more operations no ebeko me who this positive signs na dia. Let's say ECG staff no can do it. And once they can do it, you may not need any other person to come in to supplement a human or more. Maybe some technology being a share the BEM, okay, your time, MPP time, IT technology be BEM, it increased revenue collection cost. The who say a buying with so air twasso, ama increase no asa konenim. That is a good sign. And you know, the Omokano, the sure say Abansu 80. If bringing in a private partner is to increase your revenue and to increase efficiency. Now, say I mean, then maybe Abai must hasten slowly. Now, on cost engaging ECG and then the workers and motivate them well to ensure that gains now Omanian is sustained. A banner side, and let's say at this point in the year, a private player to come into the picture. But a buy and who's almost set up a committee, a technical committee to advise government on the way forward. A common fast approach this private participation. Matters president can say reports have now been brought to government into cabinet. Let's not say actually the modalities around it. We are sure as time goes on, the parliament itself also will be made known as to the details of the reports. And no bar, we can have a proper discussion because that time any documentations. No, we are asking for transparency. Any BB I said the whole process. No, but as I said, now the private sector be them to improve efficiency and carbon. But the ECG4 any utility for can I say. They say they can see some major improvements. I think in a buying chain, no share or more performance on the air corner. Then I agree with them perfectly. Say, at this particular point in time, say, I see a private player ever.
Na say a committee ya omoti ya omo edi sajuma na wie a presente womo a report de mama mpani yemfa ne so ma recommend the private sector participation. Even though say and ye who say and your messesa revenue collection kosro and no mujumadi, how sure are we say a be sustained a Brian can say a buying a train one as a way in a Jeffrey to say what the private sector beba?
Well, I think it was part of their manifesto promise. Because I know what your manifesto said. And can you look at that idea of getting a private player, no improving the efficiency. As for the policy, the minister say it is something they intend to do. And America say at the time of the policy, now a revenue collection from ECG, not a young man between this. So say it has become quite clear. Say the revenue collection and as efficiency is improving. If that is the case, the report has been presented to the president there. We are sure say Omudu cabinet no more deliberate on data. That issue of ECG's current efficiency level will come up for discussion. We are sure say discussion ne koneko ba say CCIA Canadian Kenya ECG no munyo omeduma ni enhwe ni munko hwe enkosi baby asabi ombetimi sustain dia. Then I think the decision will be made. Me sure say and that is why he's going through a certain process. So we can parliament for a discussion. We are sure the ministry, about the share parliament. No matter be same what also should be a discussion based on the ECG staff for no air coming. I'm sure a decision will be made for the benefit of the whole Ghana.
Per experience energy sector hono you say it has been years. Na ECG a running at a loss a bibia no omote ho ka eguyen uses no soma yetua se de be ya ye betumi catch up na se ye almost se de yan yetumi revenue collection kosro ye we ejira na so ye papa enti no wo hwa emfie sen anase abosome sen na ban enfama ECG say yahunu se achievement na munya revenue collection no ene sadia enyomate no motumia sustain over this period enti sadia we no longer need a private sector participation yenhwe ne mukosi ahia bosumi nsia afe enfie mienu anasen
debi ameka say ECG be gina na naso egina menu mienu nyina as even the consumers so me kai say Dubik former managing director this operation we are no call efie mu ko digital. But me call baby one day with me 2 million, 3 million. Let's say obi o ho a enyamo ho said that power issue the fees no but went on tia. Just say ye ban ho ansa na watua. Menu me no nyina say ECG be gyina na so a apart from say almost as ECG solve omo inefficiencies no yen asomemu no a use electricity no asodie so da so say be support say omo okwa abroach say baby a untimi use electricity as be untua use a ubetua every month bia na ye beto da ha de akoya say obi wo ho a we use electricity no enso so untua utimi ko industries bebre no illegal connection no o use electricity as be ye nyina ye tua canon no ko use for free etin ebe gyina ye nyina ye so ese ye nyina ye kan ho bom ne ye boa ECG adwuma omoye over the years from MPP time up to now I've seen major improvements Ekoso Abanso wa asudie say he has to invest more in ECG because ECG is owned by government. They say most of their equipment maybe are obsolete and then the technical losses never know asudie so da Abanso so say Abanso be pump some money into ECG especially when it comes to their technical loss reduction program. Now multimillion sasa transformers sasa wires akese enye ni bi said the ECG so at that from that angle no will be efficient. ECG so ankasa complaints are yenya from customers no so ye ditum edoso sometimes bit me ko we use electricity or no person otua bill ne ma me sure so what size experience you be
a lot
no what me nante ko
a lot yeah
also better me pay me bill me person me tua and so bill be ama all these inefficiencies near there ECG for nankasa no motimi solve it within their system procurement and some be buy mati minister say or year reforms go hono and then cancel contract back you be na almost say anko ye all these reforms no are geared towards making ECG a more efficient a company. But ECG for no sure more say the cost of the electricity and then said the more turn on. There's always a difference. Once there's always a difference, maybe a canon beba. As time goes on, get it to a point that we have to find a way of paying some realistic amount a bit mama ECG I call afloat.
Now,
about ECG,
yeah,
about ECG being more say agent and also there. Meaning, I think say it's an effort. And this is Jama ECG for Nkwa. You mean I'm a support.
Inti yemo mabosume saying in fear saying ye hunu say gains o munya ni nyina no yebeka so die agina anti no say private abomokra they can manage ECG for us.
And me sure say betimi de me ebu amomo say 6 months and now 1 year. But yen sure many at least for the year this year yen sure how whether they will be able to sustain the gains now yen nyina ye hunu within the operations of ECG, you know. So if they are able to sustain it, I think it's a good thing for all of us.
Yedi ECG hun komodi say said your motor enkania no anase enyema hoden no ene abo mo de mind difference wo ma sa difference no hwan na wo say odeba e ma no be ka de yen yetua ne ho na ye complete.
Well, under normal circumstances yen fan say ukudidwa trading business ukoto ade 2 cities think I saw beton no be 3 cities no wanya mpaso and I say o turn 2 cities crowd the same price so the be you stay afloat. But anytime biana ukoto no beton at a lower cost, no, you have a problem, especially when said your water no is in a different currency, and they said your water also is in a different currency. If any time be a ECG call show more financials now, exchange rate losses no quite very high. If I say one share ye, that's a time a water free suppliers for no, anytime a water ama individuals no exchange rate na amwawa, you always have some losses that you have to account for. It's me and they say. Within this year, we have some gains within our exchange rate regime. We are waiting for the ECG's financials for last year. And remember an indication of the gains we've made on the basis of exchange rate stability. The gains are ECG and making, and then we take it from there.
Mate, honorable, mamena say any ebra when ya ediamayen, a year me sure say by now what constituency me boy.
My bank can constituency equity Christmas said the winning MPB adwuma de so ko na one amanfo koton said bi na ye de see ye timi wie na me ne abusuano se won kran no so be di new year nyame adom next year mesa akọ isan say beginning of the year bi anya na mehia nkronkro na wo constituency ho no na ya fa ne akwan be fa so afi ye be execute the project at the advance nyame adom next week so mesa akọ back to constituency.
Okay, but so kwai no na bibia ya okay.
Oh, nyame adom me call body bi ani fie. Of course, kakakra de beba obey den. Once we go do constituency na ye bro nya bro in there. You get a lot of people visiting you. Kakakra beba, but it's part of the Ejuma ye as members of parliament. Boni bi ani fie, me call ye boni bi fie boko. Of course, on one or two issues, I'm robbery bi na abeba ba ho. But I'm happy say the DC ne dissect. I must solve most of the problems.
Mate, Mamma say, and no bre every honorable Collins, Adroma Comensa, a year can swap for Bedia, no share any maho down some so. Former Deputy Minister for Energy, and in a Dean Comono, a Fijakwa Bread North constituency, or ye member of parliament. Na Mamma Fawe, Biana Winyante ya. Na mame fancham University of Ghana se ya ne enkrata omodia be se 25% entumu no modia ba ewo fees ya semester we ene academic year no modi be adwuma 2025-2026 academic year over 25% increment and ampanyfo ede abeto omo etisom na womo HS University of Ghana management no na womo edi enchimu abadientia entumu no aba abegina senu no se wo University of Ghana se oye fresher anase oye continuing student no me pacho bomodia na ekọ portal honum ohun na se ko mail mu na ehwe ba bia ejina into no level 100 for no say na approve fees no 2000 just a draw song to the empacho but more than come enjoyonline.com na ekenkan emame into money de anya ba bedru impenyifo hss approve fees no nanka 2343 Ghana cedis level 100 for no say omotum at the 767 Ghana cedis abeka ho they say akodu 3110 it is all your fresher osika obetua for 2025-2026 academic year no enie and now we are continuing now 200 300 and 400 now we 1798 455 abeka ho say we betua 2253 Ghana cedis and no any dear woba abetua and only a humanities bachelor of arts and your humanities admin anase law mososomo de no e wosoro ete ha nti no ye enidiso ebia wo ba wo ye a freshman then so oba level 200 anase 300 nanka 2407 767 abeka home ama se say yakogina 3174 a bachelor of arts humanities ena mo amoye admin anase law no eko 2523 Ghana cedis say no oma pejamo eko 3290 into that is the difference most am regular student level 200 freshman post first degree law approve fees omo chese say no mu betua when you post first graduate LLB eno no mutua 14,855 previously na 14,088 say na enchichimu no etie you know ya hoboa academic year na ehase busumi ya no sika no oma pejam ekosoro ekosiisen dwumadie na wuti ha Asempa 94.7 fidelity semen kancho se sika boom no omugusua etwenwo ese obeba de woso ya ne say wodi 500 Ghana cedis ebeba abeto account nim na yekoye nim no watuatua wo mu ana de 500 abetum wo hwana de 500 or 5000 and now de aba na watemu 500 na de tum it the more na wo deposit 500 Ghana cedis no the more no a wo chances no so no ekọ nim so betumi awini bosumi bia no Fidelity eche 5000 Ghana cedis na the grand draw no omache 100,000 Ghana cedis. Eti sa ene sede enchichemu no etie ewo ha.
Asempa 94.7 Sports.
Okay.
Malcolm Santa's Savings. Santa's Savings at Malcolm. This Christmas, the deals are bigger, brighter, and better. From gifts to groceries, decors to electronics, Malcolm has everything you need for the perfect holiday. Afishapo. Step in and feel the Christmas magic because Santa World deals. Malcolm, your number one shopping destination this Christmas. This promo is valid to the 11th of January 2026. T's and C's apply.
Hey, you're the up and coming landlord. Who died yes where you?
Kwame, I don't mean you. Aka roofing and a ceiling. Na me contract anonso se say. Me fani na enko dan rocksters. Won so wo kromo pa. Wo dwen ho sen.
The contract and won nimnia ko. Ghana had here a ban quality metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard, and a POP ceiling there. Aye rocksters. Enfie be brain in a rocksters. Adi roofing sheet papa and who aka there. Asum Ghana for.
Enka yesi ya no mu die nso ebo.
Eni adufudi achi na nkoto de bon ne Sundachi. Fre 0544 338041. Say your metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard, and a POP cylinder. Fre rocksters na won chawuntum.
Obutentim no. Se say de what do?
Enyamia asedan koma angel rock mixer aboa me pa. Ma reho sama dan me adigye tutu sisi yare no. E na asan ama me ahoɔden soronko. Me kire vitality and energy.
We dey udika. Usisi yare ne dey. Yen kan de kese.
Hi man, ampa ba deme ho. Eh, na me no kasa no da ho kwai.
Me ko sisi a.
Se obi a wode de yo kwai. Our pharmacies and herbal shops. Na wo pedodo a wa frɛ numbers mu bia 0244 186 612 ana 0244 832286 afi 0244 719230. Apemfo abata wo mo manu for any kwada woni fiedu nwotwe nka ho.
Angel rock mixture. That kasama. FDA ajeje nkrato yato.
me say, oh yeah. Ecobank mobile to make me crazy. Download it, then use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You gon' enjoy it. In my diamond chain, diamond chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. Life is easy with the Ecobank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the Ecobank mobile app. You know it's 5-star life with Ecobank. Kim promise.
Itimi kwani bampo penny market ya enye insuta na yesta ibisano antonswa bobu esan se me packet ye miensape me ni thank you amon du phobia dum me wabombo se se me nkopɛ tank nto na din tank na meta me high Syntex tank din na echepa Syntex tank benzo ne kita warranty bebre Syntex tank na fees so uni my favorite color no tank ben bit na yama me Syntex tank obia se Syntex tank case close triple tank hwede ya tro eye SINTEX Syntex tank na enye na bebie Syntex tank eye strong eye tough.
Isizo sabantu awamula anijele ngo kelize tuzela wamale wamolo
eye Ekosiisen Asempa 94.7 ena ugusua utie no edia mejeso ene Abena Pokua Ahwenee na Syntex tank eye strong eye tough ye bisasa Ghana ma ye ready esanse the biggest giveaway ena Syntex tank ede eba wamo HSE wamo ekwa 15 communities across Ghana na oma wo free water ye ka free water na eno no eye aseda ya Syntex tank e de magana fo nyina ese o mama Syntex aye number 1 e wa fiefie nyina mu ushemu a Syntex was the first to introduce double layer tanks e wo Ghana ha ye ka tanks ya ye din suogum as reservoir no a omo introduce sa double layer no ya foforo e so still panyi na oshemu so a Syntex tanks wo sha omo colors bebre ya inside na kasan e white into wo bia wato Syntex no wonim de ye kan it is enya Syntex dia na e was so forget kra enen no baby a wo ya opese emfaso a Syntex edeba aseda wodeba enso a oche no hyese obehihyo macha kwan na wo nya emu emfaso eye Syntex free water giveaway na kwan a obefaso a odi bi bekọ wo area honom no enie wo se Syntex tankoko social media omo handles eye Syntex Ghana itu kwa se mi se ne bia ka mekọ ma misi wedie enkokọ krofrom so what yesiye anase nkokɔ domi abra anase nkokɔ White House na me de akɔhye honum na wo nominate no na ma chances no ekosoro intimitimi de kɔ ma chekejuwa no so akɔ no akɔfa nkokɔ no de bia White House aka ho areas no babia wo no na mo nominate do saa eba no sa no a ema attention eba mo so na syntax abaye edi ama wo we no eye syntax kai se eye SINTEX syntax tank eye strong eye tough Mr. Mausa enkabi na unso eho asem ni nyina no etu entwa ewo eheya na me sanso abo amane ese betway eche ade enti ujumade bia wudi betway se men kancho se ene wo sha Afcon ekoso enti no wutwa na wodi wutwa ne ye nko na tumi hye ne ye na prediction kan ko ade a obediska bebre e wo betway enti bibia pesa wutwa bet on sports anasa casino no kai betway eno na ebebo ne nipa bebre mpanyifo ne nkwada nyina obia etwa bet unni 18 years a untumi emfa ho ensim na nigisema ewo mu ne se wo mo se ebribia no betumi convert se ebia opesa withdraw the funds na wenya no anasa opetumi asanso edi atwa new bet ekonya no ewo ho enye kasa tentin bia nti hyase na enjoy betway was only at betway.com.gh eho na obekọ na wahunu sedia enioma etie na wonse yewura afefofro mu no Amampani John Dramani Mahama ede na afefofro ensem etuja ene Ghana focus ye yebetie na yewia mebubum na mebone tofa na nsem bi okaye no machirem ede mame bia na asame papa bi na yeguso ema ye ho afishia pa no na mampani aso ema ye bi nti yentie emra.
You may be. A happy new year to all my fellow citizens. Exactly 6 days from now, we shall mark the first anniversary of the sacred oath I took before God and country. It was a solemn commitment to reset Ghana and build together the nation we all deserve. I can confirm that the promise of renewal we made was not mere rhetoric. It was a covenant, and we have begun to deliver on that covenant. 1 year ago, we inherited a nation in distress, an economy on its knees, unemployment crushing our youth, infrastructure crumbling, public trust eroded, and hope dimming in the eyes of our people. We're told that the recovery would take a generation, but I knew something our critics did not know. I knew the resilient spirit of the Ghanaian people. At the dawn of the new year, I stand before you to say, our beloved nation Ghana is rising again. We've accomplished a lot together in the past 12 months through prudent management and difficult but necessary reforms. We've reduced inflation from the distressing levels above 23% by the end of 2024 and are hopeful to end 2025 with inflation at single digits of just above 5%. We have achieved relative currency stability and on track to be ranked among the best performing currencies in the world for 2025. We're accelerating economic growth and creating more opportunities for our young people. We've restored business confidence and have seen a significant increase in both domestic and foreign direct investment. We've restored Ghana's credibility with our international partners, successfully completed the renegotiation of our debt obligations on terms that protect our sovereignty while at the same time ensuring sustainability. We're beginning the process of exiting the IMF program with dignity, not as supplicants, but as partners. Our young people are Ghana's greatest assets. We're beginning to see significant growth in sectoral performance. Construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and services are showing very strong growth. This is creating a new opportunity for decent employment for our youth. Infrastructure is the backbone of development. We have begun the rehabilitation of over 2,000 kilometers of roads nationwide. We've restored a consistent supply of electricity and are expanding the rural electrification network to more than 1,000 additional communities. My countrymen and women, Ghana's image on the international stage has been positively boosted by our well-acclaimed reset agenda. This reset involves a new way of looking at things both domestically and globally. Domestically, our reset agenda is seeing a resurgence of faith in our democracy. It is delivering a leaner and more efficient administration. It is yielding greater accountability in government and a re-energized fight against corruption. At the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, I took the advantage of the global platform to share Ghana's vision with the world. The Accra Reset Initiative is a comprehensive framework for the sustainable transformation of our global governance system. This vision will address the inequalities in the current global system and reset it to create greater opportunities for Africa and other countries of the global south. Ghana's call for a global reset will address interconnected challenges of our time, and I'm committed to leading it alongside other world leaders. This is our moment. This is Ghana's moment to lead. To our fellow Africans across this great continent, Ghana's story is a part of Africa's renaissance. The challenges we face are not unique to us. They are the common inheritance of our shared history and the collective responsibility of our shared future. We in Ghana have proved in 2025 that democracy works, that peaceful transitions of power strengthen us rather than weaken us, and that African solutions to African problems are not just slogans but achievable realities. As Ghana rises, we extend our hands to our neighbors and our partners across Africa. Together, we can and shall build the Africa we want. Together, we can prove to the world what is possible when developing nations are given the space and support to chart their own course. We invite the world to invest in Ghana's transformation, not out of benevolence, but out of the enlightened self-interest in a more stable, prosperous, and sustainable world. My dear compatriots, as satisfying as our achievements of 2025 are, they are but the foundation. The architecture of the Ghana we want must now be built on this foundation. In 2026, we shall accelerate and expand. Every child deserves a world-class education. We'll continue digitalizing our schools and ensure every classroom has the tools for 21st century learning. We shall operationalize universal health coverage through the free primary health care program, ensuring that no Ghanaian is denied care due to inability to pay. Through the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, we'll stretch a hand of support to our people suffering from non-communicable diseases. We shall make Ghana food self-sufficient and transform agriculture from subsistence to a thriving commercial activity through mechanization, value addition, and market access. We're working to achieve 30% share of renewable energy in our national energy mix, reducing costs and protecting our environment. We shall deliver social housing through public-private partnerships, and we shall intensify the fight against corruption with no sacred cows. Every CD belongs to the people of Ghana and must be accounted for. We'll implement the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee to make our 1992 Constitution an even greater guide for the consolidation of our democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, governments do not build nations alone. They do that with the cooperation of the citizenry. As we enter 2026, I call upon each one of you. First, our young people. You're not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of today. Take ownership of this reset agenda. Innovate, create, and build. Ghana needs your energy and your ideas and your commitment. To our entrepreneurs and business leaders, invest in Ghana, build your businesses that create jobs and wealth for yourselves and for the Ghanaian economy. I pledge to maintain a conducive environment for your businesses to thrive. Your commitment must be to seize the opportunities that we create. To our civil society and media partners and watchdog institutions, continue to hold us accountable. A vibrant democracy needs your critical voice. We might not always agree, but we shall always respect the role you play in strengthening our nation. To our traditional leaders and faith-based communities, you are the custodians of our values and the anchors of our community. Help us build social cohesion and national unity, and help us nurture the moral fabric that holds our society together. To the public servants, yours is a noble calling. Serve with integrity and efficiency and dedication. The people's trust in government depends on your daily conduct. And to our diaspora community, you are Ghana's global ambassadors. Continue to make us proud wherever you are. When you can bring your skills back home, your resources and network, please do so. Ghana needs you. We are one people with a shared destiny. Whether you voted for me or not, whether you supported the NDC or not, we are all Ghanaians. And this reset is for all of us. There is no NPP Ghana, there is no CPP Ghana or NDC Ghana. There is only one Ghana. That Ghana our forebears fought for and shed their blood to give us our freedom. Let us reject the politics of division and embrace the patriotism of nation building. Let us disagree without being disagreeable. Let us compete in the marketplace of ideas without treating our opponents as our enemies. The challenges that we face are too urgent, and the opportunities before us are too precious for us to waste our time and energy in needless conflict. I see a Ghana where every child, regardless of their background, can dream and achieve those dreams. I see a Ghana where hard work is rewarded. A Ghana where merit triumphs over mediocrity. A Ghana where integrity is celebrated and where corruption is punished. I see a Ghana where our young people don't have to risk their lives crossing the Sahara or the Mediterranean in search of opportunities, because those opportunities would abound right here at home. I can see a Ghana where our senior citizens live in dignity, and where our sick are cared for, and where our vulnerable are protected. I see a Ghana that is respected on the global stage for the quality of our democracy, the vibrancy of our economy, and the character of our people. I see a Ghana that is a light unto Africa and a beacon unto the world. This is not wishful thinking. This is the Ghana we're building together. This is the Ghana that is within our reach. As we enter 2026, let us move forward together with confidence, determination, and faith. Faith in God, faith in Ghana, and faith in ourselves. Let us build on the foundation we have laid, and let us work harder, let us dream bigger, and achieve even greater things. Let us prove that the promise that inspired our founding fathers and mothers, and the promise that has sustained us through trials and challenges, is not just a promise, but a prophecy that is waiting to be fulfilled. May God bless you all. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. Happy New Year, and may 2026 bring us all the prosperity, peace, and progress that we deserve as a nation. I thank you, my countrymen and women.
Amampani John Dramani Mahama ena wote ne nkanwe no eye afefoforo ayesimu ne nkrato wode maganafo osi nyina yemfa koma baako na yemfa kroye enye adwumaden na Ghana eniye eno ene asem nyina atofabo okan bebre na yebedin komo ewo ha kasema no ba esemienu na no nan abo yeko NPP amanyokunim ene ye 2nd January na ekirese omo 29 days se ebre no aso na omo bekwa batoso akoyi frankatuni na the journey to 31st January no is a lot within the party at the camps of aspirant wamo ehwese obetumi aton wamo enkrato na delegates atie na omodia ye adwuma enti na ye ba behwe the processes so far 29 days ewa but enwa emu nkomo no ye ni Owura William Yamoa oye NPP Director of Finance and Administration yene no na ebedi nkomo ewo fie ha awie enti me invite o so ye party ba na wotie me ewo Ghana ha anase wotie me ewo bi man so a ye live ewo YouTube ubetumi the question bi a wo pese ubisa eye empanyifo yi ubetumi dia ba and eba no election ya ebe koso 31st na committee na ehwe ehudwumadi no oye church for your secretary iti wasembe se bia concerning the election no myself fabreme na ye bebisa na wayia no to betumi dia ba YouTube na wo dia to comment section honom no ye de bema no na ye be hyase ya mo aponko ebo a ai mahai
mejoso abena
afisiapa
afe enko metu ye fie so avese se na nyankopon apagya na watre ye hyiemu
amen amen na MPP mu enioma daboko de
o nyame adom daboko nyame adom
o kase edaboko edasen die ne mane yeboko
abna things obeka say ye to abawie 2024 December 7th party no eden hihye bebre eto akwan mu ne apono so they did kind say ye review after the election following that ye besen call your conference ye amendment ewo ye constitution mu ye wie na ye be set up a committee for this internal presidential candidates or flag bearership contest. Your open nominations, your ton forms, one or carry on who here say, ya this year, na almost say, party for a see a henny, a 2 a hen for a bit to me, a 2 almost swabber, na or my no mabe party no presidential candidate and answer flag bearer no ni akwa restore power 2028 no eba forward in all no 5 party members in the contest here and answer omo file omo nomination go through vetting process national council any NEC a review recommendations from the vetting committee ye clear omo nyina and ye hand over ma presidential elections committee me no ka say ya 2 anamona kosi say they say they okay no aka 29 days na ya baba kwa kwato aba and nhihye ya de ato apono mu so de moye ya dance for na moye ya valued partners so no munim say so far so very good.
Okay, me da say nti ye be share sedia nhihye no etie ni ba bia modru so far obeka say modrumu madru as we speak.
Okay, so the process no as a committee, you know, you develop your tax and as a work plan, and me no ka say your team accomplish most of your milestones. After you clear aspirants, no, you conduct a balloting, your balloting, and the other PK or nomination and answer positions say Honorable Ken or Hene Japan PK 1 senior public knowledge Honorable Brian Champon 2 His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia 3 Honorable Dr. Yaosea Duchum 4 and Engineer Kwabra Aje Japan the last one the 5 no you print your notice of who distribute call all the regional and the constituency party offices and aspirants and also office headquarters obi biara and sakane DNT across the country no your party stakeholders any delegates no omunim omo party no acclare omo contest any the order and some be appear ballot paper no so no echi no and so develop formulate and operational guidelines. And the guideline also and the detailed documents are about govern the conduct of the election. Emuna the do's and the don'ts. Emuna hwan ebeye hwan and hwan ebeye dien. Ewie no identify key stakeholders. So far no most of the stakeholders engagement. Any police if we have I think say 2 or 3 meetings. Another one I know mo ebeye. Any electoral commission so I have a meeting. Another one 2 left I know mo be have. Ewie no emu no so no aspirants no so any reps and so I engagement I meetings one of them aspirants na they call finalize approve your guidelines and the guideline make all the aspirants no approve endorse sign to it say acceptable document they be conducting election January 31st 2026 and no no so be no so contactee easy say in 2023 na say adwumason yimaye recommend voting centers into this time around so no you contact recommended voting centers you communicate to all stakeholders ama obi biara nim ba bi ebekọ akoto abano there will be few changes voting centers no but at our next meeting with EC no any stakeholders no you be discuss ni update this document no etina and also echi no when you say da bia no abon ho asem ebeye or how sonko ye yi obi din afim ye de obi din ahyem enti committee ni chairman in his wisdom no say no I say embark on nationwide airborne verification and validation exercise enti and also ye wie no chairman sati another subcommittee no friend voter register audit committee and also team members and other stakeholders are normally involved here aspirants no reps including IT directorates and some members from the election committee. Okay. And also after the verification and validation you be auditing abon because you identify some clerical errors and you say you're working together na yetimi resolve all these challenges. The next phase currently ongoing voter or na say abon exhibition also started 31st be end Monday 5th. Okay. Yes. And you know the current activity koso. Then me adon na bibia ko pepa na me can say that milestone also duly accomplished and as complicated. Okay, into no exhibition of form being na eteki polling station and as constituency and as regional sanity. Okay. So structure no regional executives region for no or delegates or forming or the regional level no be participating in the process. Then at the constituency no constituency executives be here or so then electoral area officers and so then the polling station is at every level and level of structure no the exhibition koso. And apart from say you use and as you employ paper approach no there's another one and online digital and also you are launching it that and so being to me constituency honomo and dia and one say obey enter the details link na I share with them no and a bit display as say udin ewumu and as nim say nimu then there's a processor say we duly qualified so you're member or part of this processor will be go through then you're very store and as you're very instate within. Okay, into no the old album no one am use and I say new the new album the new one abeka hon after a amendment new entrance by that is the formers no to abanibi into those new ones now European nomination ma omo register ade omo na the new class of people omo beba beka ho
omo
the so far just around 6,000 to 7,000
across board, yes. Okay, into what's the process now? And Crawford people verifying.
Yes.
Through digital means na say one-on-one or monantiako. There when
the kind launch the digital one and the patronage was high.
Okay.
Yes, and the paper one almost 31st. Ebi so can answer can almost the enra. Almost can the feedback I mean from the regions and the constituencies and say amount for participating.
Inti said the workers say my work on guidelines 31st modibe jumano run you through the guidelines DNA can DNA also be the okoto about your aspirant and committee nankasa chichimu.
Okay. Eti medical de afa why na obehwe abana so. Electoral commission ena ye desa esun nyina ahye nensa. Enti electoral commission 1 hwese ye voting centers no ombema ye secured very safe place ni akwakoto abana. Enti eno oma ye ho adwuma awie. Then electoral commission so assisting ama ya printing and ballot papers and all other electoral related materials and also omoye. Omo na be so na I employ staff we be adwuma that day.
Asempa FM.
Omo anso na be declare results. Easy. Eti party any row bia direct row bia ewo constituency ho on that very day, Saturday, January 31st, 2026, obi anya ho enya dwuma bia obeye. Then na issue of security. The issue of security so ye dey share Ghana Police Service ensa. Omo so ebe deploy men na omo be provide security that day. 2 ombe demarcate baby a yebeto aba no na omo declare baby a access to non-voters. The voting parameters no ya reserve the amount only delegates, EC officials, the security agents of the aspirants, and aspirants na in case omo patrol mo call ransa omo de ombetimi anya access. Apart from that no obia ni ho no mo a obenya access to the parameters. Essential for mo your partners. Enti mo so ye be ma mo accreditation na mo so ma ba behwe ebi na se bibi ekoso a eye kama watimi so abon ho dawro ama amini say se mu hu de e be touch so a mo be kan pepe eti mo dwuma so ne de ama say mo ye valid partners. Eno echi no abato no be sha ase eya no pa 7 am no so na abawi
7 yes 7 as 7
no 7 and 7 no na ye ni easy for so I agree and 7 no ne de easy for so age atum so on be start.
Okay,
it is 7
mate so be na Ghana man time 7 but e be ye be twan ho a ballot papers ma ye gusu hihye nkonya ne bia 8:30 say we etimisi
not to me see and only risk our identify and we identify our kind so easy for it and you be mitigate.
That's why identify that
and you be mitigate say name na here adwuma yiti no and you be mitigate. Yes, and you can security was na maka na ebe end 2 p.m.
It is 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay,
and we are 2 p.m. last person now with the queue ni mu no e cast the vote necessary we it is a 2 p.m. no na say nipa no inside yisi be ma omo ewo mu no ato because he said the last person no e beto be we owi a na
delegates ahe asem na yekan
so far ne dey here 214,000 ebi after the exhibition no esobeti anase ba kwa na mi onimi be ba beka ho yeah esobeti because say ebia na ye be wie ne na enra na nyankopon to nsa frɛ obi enti na ontimi ma matubi na ebi nso na human error or mission obi din afim enti ye reinstate ya na sa edin na ba beka. Other than that, for now no dey 214,820 something
and nebeto aba on 31st January. Okay.
Yes.
Nti to asoma me na yedru bra udilai mu a isi be ma kwan no ato after 2 p.m. no.
Yes. Na wato. Enti yenya tuwi ye pepepe no nso no na chese ye kan e wo ho a pepepe. Yenya kan wi a omo be declare results no ho. Enti obia agent nsa beka ne results. The pink sheet nso ne nsa beka. Na isi a transmitted the call omo regional office. Normal regional coalition. Into omu regional coalition na normal transmit ya by headquarters. Na headquarters are EC headquarters.
Inti election e be constituency based and assessment.
Constituency based.
Okay.
Yes.
Inti constituency bia beto ne de.
Constituency.
We are no more the regional. Na regional the national.
National.
Okay.
Yeah. National EC. Any national party.
Okay.
Yes. International EC and so be coalition. To omu coalition na oma declare results.
Inti party ne be choose venue for event no ana.
What event?
The election day no ana EC.
EC baby I cast a vote no across the country the EC na
obechire.
Wachire. And obi anim say baby a obeto na ba.
Eti mamenka yo se no ura yamoa kabeka yamoa ponko ora William yamoa mfa ponko ne nka ho oye NPP Director of Finance and Administration DNT ene no ehwe election na mo beko no ho asem no se ono na oye secretary ema the election committee for a year this month ya aba mokoto yi flag bearer no na unsa obo yamane say nipa be a little over 6,000 abeka album no ho due to the expansion no wine akwaku ben ene make up on sa number no.
Yes, and the composition of your delegates no. 1, all members of the National Council. All voting members of the National Executive Committee. All voting members of the regional executive committees. All former regional executives. Former regional executives. First, not omun to be. Into a new group of people. All voting members of the constituency executive committees. All former constituency executive committees. Not first, not former for constituency omun to be. All electoral area coordinators. 5 polling station executive officers in each polling station. All members of the National Council of Elders. 30 members of the National Council of Patrons. That first 15 penaneto.
Okay.
All party members of parliament. Parliamentary MPs no.
Okay.
All the party former card-bearing members of parliament. First, not former MPs and to be. And this time around, to be.
Now, I can say former card-bearing member, be MP only card.
Say, Obi or Honwa or your MP, then so are forfeiting a membership.
Or forfeiting.
Or forfeiting.
Say, be a Wayen be.
Yes, until okay, Article 391 of the Constitution now. A member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party, or who joins or declares his or her support for another political party, or for an independent candidate, when the party has sponsored a candidate in a general or by-election, automatically forfeits his or her membership of the party.
Nti no ne betumi amana basa obi MP.
Yes.
Or you na so ye former MP of the party.
Yes.
But na oni kan nti nya so oni owo bi but enye adwuma bi mu.
Enye adwuma bi.
Aha. Mate, to so.
Ada uni mo bisa na.
O mpacho wada madabi.
Okay.
Ada uni mo bisa.
Se banchenye eja na betre.
But mo wo bisa currently.
Yes, you wo bisa. Oko Aguna Western. MP now or former MP now or contest independent. Into a forfeiting. There be minimum within.
I would say
all former party.
Alright, I would say. You have passed your beko.
Nasa Adenta and so former MP.
It's your car Aguna Western. And your former gender minister.
Yes, no,
and also Kainidi.
Main Kainidi.
Like Pampasa on Kaidin and okay.
Main Kaidino.
And as to so former MP on Kaidino.
Main Kainidino. Adenta former.
Hey, we administrator.
Yes.
And as halfway now, no my juma.
Party of a man Dawson.
Hey.
Party man Dawson.
Members of Parliament.
Yes. Omudoso.
Adenta Sunimuno, former Adenta Impunimuno.
Omudoso.
Mami Mo.
Okay.
Can a gender minister? Now ye Aguna West, member of Parliament. Honorable Enya Morrison. Chum.
Yeah, Morrison. Nadine Morrison, yeah.
Now when you know, Morrison.
Nadine Morrison. I think it's Cynthia Morrison.
Mamley Morrison.
Yes,
I think. Okay. And Suhum constituency is also okay because okay be
there. Oma forfeit some membership no the party no yen bu omo as members of the party.
Boafo Kwaja Sante.
Okay.
Suhum constituency.
Oh, yeah, current. No wonder say neighbor na almost say Abena Pokua yeah current it be but I want to me can't say ya from me bronya de mama.
Oh now I bet me no from bronya de ma. Oh my god so de ba. Anyway, and Adenta so the Arab Abia Samoa.
Yes. Yes.
Nti almost say omuntimi to be.
Omo forfeit membership.
Ayo. Na me kase na no yankrata bi ba ya na chemambute kase omunyina no ase padding bi ni ade ana anya adwuma.
This constitution echo further to say two no. Whenever a member ceases to be a member through resignation, expulsion from the party or forfeiture of membership, the person may reapply for membership of the party, and the person may be readmitted on conditions provided in this constitution, except where the National Executive Committee decides otherwise. For forfeiture, the constitution is I just apply for readmission.
Nti pardon ye bi o ma na ma suspend o mo no. Nti ye adwuma.
Oh yes.
Nti when na ma sanje on back na more suspension.
Me need data no ha no.
But mo bi.
Bi no mo say across the country obia ne issue. And then so I don't have the data, but it means I can't see any money adwuma. You be finish with it.
I hope so benya before your pon. Nanka wa finish say
oh yes.
Your friend is saying PR so hide some so more kafa nche na rawsum na wo kafa mu nyina ye but yanko into no obeto so
former party card bearing parliamentary candidates, past national officers, 3 representatives of each of the special organs of the party, all external branch executive members, all former external branch executive members. Founding members who are signatories to the registration documents of the party at the Electoral Commission. Then the TESCON president from each recognized tertiary institution.
Okay.
National TESCON coordinator. All regional TESCON coordinators. First, not yeni bibisa. Then 1 TESCON patron from each recognized institution. Then also a new amendment na de aba. Then all former party card-bearing ministers and deputy ministers.
Okay.
Then all former card-bearing MMDCs. Then 10 members from each of the regional council of elders. Then 10 patrons from each region. 5 members of each constituency council of elders. And the last one, 5 patrons from each constituency. These are the categories and as a composition of perform beto aba.
This omo mabeka abom ne ho.
Omo you know baby omo abeka ho na me stress na ma catch on. Omo abeka ho ama say this is the total number of delegates.
Okay.
That's a composition of the
240,000 and over. All right. You drew the pointer na ye kase from constituency to regional to national. Easy. No mo be wie college ni na kekambom atodin. It say ye wie abato no a yenhwe delegate. Die na delegate betumi aye. E die na delegate ntumi nye. Die oye aspirant. E die no betumi die na ntumi nye on the day of election.
Okay. So the delegates no ntumi into more than once. Ena oba voting center no so a ntumi mfa candidate bi a chance so de enye ne ho say bi a obehye aspirant bi na say candidate bi atade the t-shirts and I say ne che and I say or the handkerchief and I say or the bibi e be display say or support to sa candidate no ontimi nye ena ontimi nso enton wo vote no nti obi ho be kan say mpese meto abama ontino ma misika say na me nkoto abama ontimi enye saade
ne no ya obeda hu
se ese da dan wa so si e kan sen enti say hu dia ya de be make sure say but ontimi nton ena ontimi nhye obi nso say onto aba in a particular way ze me na me do be shemu ana say me na me yewo MP ana say me na me ba no ana say me na me kunu no ana me yire no na me hye wo say koto aba e ma ni pasmasi untimi enye sanso enti obia okoto na ba bia wo sa afa hodie ni say me kwa kogina mu a na matoma ba kane no na eya yekohia wo faako na yatena ase na obi akasa aspirants in na bekasa mu kasa wi ansa ne akwakoto sese abaya ye ba betu sa bi ne ho ye congregate wo ba bia akonya bia ye make provision for akonya bia ye walk in enti wonante na bedru ho no mu a wadi queue so say ye wonkwa na wo so wo ho no ma walk to easy okwa the okoto aba no delegate bia kwa or the one of this ID card ebeko either say a party card no and I say a easy card and I say a Ghana card and I say a passport sa anema means na yimu baako na udru ho no mu a and I say udru ho no mu a ye be check a two face or stage entrance ho no mu ye dey one of the album no beto
okay
ye be check within because the access beyond the perimeter no restricted and will be obeto abadon kwa na betimi akọ enti police for no be check ya make sure say udin wo list nim ansa na watimi akọ inner perimeter akọ ba bia easy for to omdru on mo so be tender the ID no ni ahwe udin na easy a process no mama ballot paper no akọ akoto aba uwi a na wafi ho no na ukọ efie onko fie na say that per inner perimeter ho de woni na wie ntu be kwa kope baby for Friday ejina untimi emma hobiem then offense say okoto beto aba no ebe wie no otuwie ya na wo de akire say mekwasi mensa matoma ba na metoma Abena Pokua Abana wo de kire ya no so yebetwam yisi betwam o ma wo mfen to paper nim and ABC 2023 e Kumase
okay
ama obi de ne de akire and itwa isi twa abanim that particular vote no
nti ne de na count okay
and ye besre and party no so inviting to disciplinary committee and ti mesre say obi biara otie me awia nwumre yi say me panicho say odo candidate bi no person otona ba man de a ene na no person ye kan aba no e de man na otona ba ne wia mo mfenkyere or the training who saw the achra easy for a betwa abanim
okay
enti aspirants no so eba ho no mo a omuntimi e ma meboa edoma no e mekasa enkyere wo mo e na omo ba nso omuntimi nhye omo ahyɛn so de te sɛ bia me ana me de mata de hyɛ me a picture boom
nti sɛ we delegates nti hwɛ aspirants
no
okay
nti oba on timi mfa edom anaso metro men bi endi nachi yebema aspirant bia accreditation 1+3 nti in all no for accreditation ene de bema no ho kwan se odema obi a opese odema no nipa a odi nachi ni so onkuta accreditation a ontimi enjoy ne no was at a certain point but inner perimeter no so ono kwan na obetimi anya access to but nye ni agents and bodyguards and say team
so kita accreditation krontumin kan ho ewo inner perimeter
ho ontimi enkan ho yes enti accreditation the man no you better also restricted to inner perimeters enti ena ontimi so enya attempt to say o shiankrofo ewo honom no amema o musika say o ma o che o musika say bronya aso nti no honom no odi o mu bronya ade e koma o mu honom eno so ontimi enye saade no honom
okay into omo de ne de eno anie ayoti daben officially into aboni campaign nyina ewie
ebe end 28th of January
28 you say like 4 days to 29th
no sorry 29th
okay
29th
the 2 days
yes 29th no more we
campaigning mate inti when nyina ne said how are you communicating to party for no eba no guidelines no delegates the aspirants there no nyina how are you communicating them
as I say about mo so mabaso ewa dwumaso amoye anytime ebrene brebia e be issue statement and answer communication even a internal memo ekwan amofa so kra mo nsaka na mo bo hu da ro chirechire mo kire ye party for no eso ye ni nti ye da mase for dwumaso nti mo ye one source of and then there's the other one say ebrene brano bia no ye issue statement and answer internal memo at the party for and almost saka almost disseminate the information because and then yamiadom technology intino ye wo akwanya bebre e wo ho be a broadcast text message I be send be one so we issues guidelines ye ma party structures any stakeholders be a copies e ma omo postun so wo WhatsApp platforms so enti party members any delegates knowledge of this in addition to more contribution immense contribution
mate the me do be party when ye election ho komo as an admin ye Mr. Semidi can be say the current state of the party be baby say are you healthy e can so be healthy so we nipa kra na to say na promoting BBS so
what remember are we healthy and
answer we election hobby
healthy no yes
okay
as me pesa ai sa nipa ko ya me bobo omu din nyina omu even though omu ebe checking omu check omu nim ba bia omu ebe to omu ba no me pesa be yusu akwanya yinsu na mabobo nipa su akuaku ba bia omu to omu ba national year 276 constituencies and 276 no headquarters party headquarters and so a voting center and you know be kan ho in all no you 277 voting centers
okay
and at the headquarters no nipa suo a umbeto aba ewo ho members of the National Council voting members of the National Executive Committee, members of the National Council of Elders, 30 members of the National Council of Patrons, past national executives, external branch delegates, special wings delegates. Yes. Then constituency voting centers no omo makano enyina beto omo various constituencies.
The aspirants no nyina to constituency.
Aspirants ni nyina ebeto wo omo constituencies.
Oh, okay.
So far yes. Enti offer His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or a National Council It obeto na ba wo headquarters. Ofa Kwabena Japan or a past national officer into obeto no headquarters. Ofa Honorable Brian Champon or your MP obeto on the constituency. But Osanso a council member or a council member by through parliament. But obeto nabenti onono
obetumi ato headquarters and as a constituency. Okay.
Honorable Ken Ohene Japan a MP, former MP, and obeto on the constituency.
Okay.
And Honorable Yao Aduchum, and so a former MP into onobeto. And now MP and now former minister into onobeto
headquarters.
The
constituency.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Any a bibu ka ho biem.
Enti omo a mamo mudini nyina beto omo various constituencies. Yes. And regional executive committee for us no omo no last election no every region bia eto na ba wo constituency. Eti no time no do so a eben a ye be publish a list of those constituencies are each of the regions no eto omaba. Then Tescon executives and so ebeto omaba wo constituency na omo institution no eye situated. But yes, school you want. So constituency home na omo so ebeto omaba.
Okay. Na utremo no eba security no someone Ghana Police Service. My several meetings am obesan so share biem before election day no. More internal security as a party.
Internal security say obakai say you dissolve all vigilante groups and a refi.
Maybe say internal security.
Any internal security.
It's a work vigilante and one or me vigilante for no.
Yeah, any security, any internal.
Muni internal.
No.
Into BBI Ghana Police Service.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Tebia ubi ba na ubi kan why or no one personal bodyguard be no denenam anasing.
So be do be a chia mint minchre or your bodyguard and I say or your nibusuania or nenenam. Yes, and I saw your personal assistant. I mint minchre.
Okay. Bibi obi concern the election now you would want.
So election officials are ECB recruit to one presiding officer for each polling station, one assistant in charge of the register, one assistant in charge of indelible ink, one ballot issuer, and one queue controller. Eti wamuna yisi ebe recruit na omunomu aye juma that day no. Then also yekoto abai bibia betimi asi yenim nyame na
Asempa FM
ebia na akotayaba ye constitution no ss the obewini election no ese onya 50% plus one vote and as more than 50%. It is say two abani wie na say obia enya 50%, more than 50% ye be run off.
And also my hon say.
Yeah, your hon say.
Ti the NBC after 31st say run off when and a date be na the next election.
Eti on say National Council and vary your data. Yeah, run off no February 14th.
Hey, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, na dio benyane na odi akochi soloku.
But why February 14th?
Yeah, 2 weeks from the date na yeah the beto abana. Yes.
Okay. And inti guidelines we have both so no sa na ho so be adwuma
sa pepepe
bibian se san ho na isi any aspirants ni besia anaso machia before the election.
Yes, enti isi ni aspirants ebehia ye wo so ye wo outstanding activities ewo one isi joint meeting or joint conference with the Ghana Police Service, the EC, Presidential Elections Committee, the presidential candidates, any omo reps. And it's a meeting, you know, ebe baso. And a committee, you know, any easy ewo meeting
nti ye fa no bako easy ni aspirant meeting agenda na ye
easy ebe highlight all their operational plans the ebe happen that day senior be conducting election how our declaration ebe ye ne say concerns are aspirants ne be wo na almost seize the opportunity and as a moment to explain everything in details all concerns issues
nti ye closer anasa ye middle middle nti akoba so musia na aspirant bi ani nyi ebia sise bia isi eya mo besesa no
so election ye yen election and I say is in conducting my and say ya bia so no aspirants no I get to so here guidelines here all the aspirants no or sign to it.
Okay, Bahuno Honorable Kennedy Japan was slow and you're okay, into year and the appear could be and signing on behalf of Dr. Brenner Champo and Mahuno you're Fred Wari a signing on behalf of Dr. Baumia and a doctor was here do one a signing ye and engineer Kwapna Japan once was signing okay Thursday November 20th 2025 no munyinajitum
and the document we na easy e dey koye adwuma that day the same document here na Ghana Police Service and so they be adwuma the omo be omo deployment plan and strategy be employ that day and the number of personnel omo be deploy omo that day
mo envisage say betumi abase bia basa betumi esi ana bibisa say election day Mejidi say there will be amabo a journalist media house any education amode ama any internally and also communication any the confidence party members or committee ni mu say ade aye nyina no fair and very transparent no we don't envisage say saka anase basa ebisi however if free say aba na ye kwakoto enti no ehu be hia say bambo enso ebe hu be hia enti ese police for no so ba ho okay na ye ka police asemi yinim say one of the aspirants for me anti-rigging squad ye reckon the Japan and for me sa squad no are they permitted esombe police ballot no on the election day
anti-rigging squad no almost so much my den internal operation strategy and so mo yeden
say you can rigging obi anim rigging
and omo yeden me nim
nti omo beba be bo omo ballot ho ban
oh okay
nti are they permitted so omo beba be protected the ballot ana
nipa omo betimi abo omo ballot ho ban agents committee no so a permitted na very soon you better letter come out and invite one submit names of agents into the best squad anti-rigging squad and as a team some recruit your agents are very vigilant, very reliable, very credible na any knowledgeable and say agent recruit these attributes are for me the best squad that they could ever recruit. But say kwako farm macho men na so mo ba begina ho de omunya dwuma bi enye saint ni say Ghana Police Service ya mo matiase ma mensre akwanya na me ready han mo paragraph we nchiro already ya informing all the presidential candidates and through medium and so the party sympathizers, stakeholders, presidential candidates, and the public say Ghana Police Service has been granted exclusive jurisdiction over the D-Day election security. No private or unauthorized security arrangements will be permitted at any voting center. Access to voting areas will be restricted to delegates, accredited presidential aspirants agents, and electoral officials only. All other individuals will be required to remain outside designated security perimeters. Stakeholders are therefore urged to abide by the rules and regulations governing the electoral process as set out in the guidelines. Eti obia ni hono mo a that day no, even headquarters so say makurasi o say he phone obetimi anya akwanya akoye adwuma bia.
So they are not permitted.
They aren't permitted.
Okay. Yenko say ye with EC aspirant meeting no. And now back council no so any EC meeting and on a Council of Elders and as a committee,
yes.
No.
And next after this meeting, also, were another meeting, joint meeting, involving party, Council of Elders, your former presidents, the key stakeholders, your party, party national leadership, the Presidential Elections Committee, any aspirants, no. And then in 2023, you have this meeting. Now you're very colorful and impactful. And until you best have that meeting, and tentatively, we are looking at the 22nd of this month.
For council meeting.
For a national council meeting.
No.
A meeting, party,
okay.
And aspirants, yes.
Okay. Mate, and maybe Sa was say party, How healthy are you currently?
Yeah, very strong. Yeah, very healthy. Yeah, nyare. Yeah, hoye.
Mahoye.
Papa.
Moska.
Nesika na woka hwasa.
Oh, debi ninyi na aka ho nyeska nko sika no. Ba me bisa se moska.
Ewoska.
Moska.
Ewoska. Ewoska. Election review. Meaning so we follow yen. Yeah, told the whole country. Pay the views of our people. Yeah, the scanner move around. Yeah, the scanner and yeah, about opposition. Yeah, activities. Yeah, major activities. Nina, yeah, come. And I know, sir, when we say party management, any party organizations, no, you nipa bebre or honomwa or mudo party. What my party no more do mine also. And you meet me who say yes, ye g more ideology di, more philosophy ye g di. And because of that no, you best support your party activities. And so besides some now they cancel besides ye held there. And ye part.
The most got to that extent. And aspirants are now was say or mobile filing. Na moji wa mo development fee of 4 million Ghana cedis. The backlash by ye any consensus say ne boarding do na yese mudi sika na e determine their own running party and say umedi o man so no mo sika senke say mo jisade so uti bi de
abra Pokua so din manyana correct
oh ade
Brony say a leader must be resourceful. The council is resourceful. It comes in many forms. In terms of knowledge, it's a cocaine. As though demonstrated say indeed, or a leader obey me, I resolve and answer solve problems. A brand as and when ever. As I say, what network? Now network and a net worth. And me per se me party kakrakawe a NPP, ye flag bearer. Na ye say Obefale nomination a so development levy. Development levy so obekaya at the parliamentary level so kwako file ya yetua bi wo ho. Yetua mekra the last time I make far forms metua bi. Enti nipa wo pesa wo ye president no enya wo ene se hu se wo na wo finance wo campaign and I say wo activities e se wo nya nipa wo gidie e wo mu it is won a wo gidie wo mu say imagine say nipa enan e wo mu gidie a nipa nan betimi atuyama say nipa edu e wo mu gidie a on betimi atuyama say nipa 100 e wo mu gidie a on betimi atuyama say nipa 200 obetimi increase the number. So that amount now what can ho asem no and say ba efi nipa obeso obeye president ebutum then say oye obi a onim nipa or what the network sa network no ebe reposition no na afford sa expenses no de amano it is eno na wodi ye nyina so de a yes na ye litmus test e de ma say won a wo pese obi di party na nim no indeed almost our network no
but some
no say make say litmus yes a litmus test say who pese obeye na free say obeye candidate na ubetimi I use network I raise resources ama ye de aye campaign dia any demonstrate say ubetimi etua saskawi
nti omo no mo raise consensus say that was not the way to go because formula now the buy said the what same we was only the network ebetumi support to make some payment no yemfa na se wuni but who the vision or the knowledge the experience expertise na kasa ubetumi dia run your mind no aman your masesa na wuni network and just I can't be a president in MPP and as a flag bearer in NPP. Is that the case?
Abra obeye candidate I say to Abama sabe enye sama for na baba to Abama nipa etu ni nipa uni base
now we base no money such amount of money
no so we base dia me 7-year boy ebisa say daddy say $1 million dollars na or 1 million friends loyal friends ube choose dia na me for $1 million I say daddy no you don't need that na me say I didn't here no say me 1 million loyal friends and no answer me say Abena me send the message me so mama $1 me fa nya ade me ka $1 na office nyiska what the bema me say ya it me broadcast my friends ni nyina say me pay $1 within a second moment me nya $1 million it is say me say me di president o man yimu na ese me nya base and the can say absorber na me ni classmate ya why successful the business community me ni classmate bia or ye teacher ni me ni classmate bia or ye nurse ni me ni classmate bia or ye medical doctor me ni classmate bia or ton ade wodum na obeka kire me so betimi amma me 1 cedi 10 cedis 5 cedis 10,000 na makeka si ani ye ka NPP asemo eti nipa na ebeto abama wono see ye can see a baseline NPP ye more than 1 million 4 million e man eti nipa kono person obeye president and they say out of this number sizable number oni base umbetimi aboa no support no I'm gonna raise that amount and then na just say nipa no oni base now they be mobilize human resources
yet media we disqualified so now
because why you disqualified okwa sorry dem
na so
Abena ma make asem
matimiti
ye kware ade didia oso so wo hwe so fata ansa na wabadidi pun no it is say who need that resources capacity and sika asem na make human resource asem na make it is a who needs a human resource capacity there then you are not there yet.
But it's a 4 million na ye ka ho asem yi aspirant a one year sikano nkobe qualify for the next stage
aspirant a wanya den
so wanya 4 million na moji na enka sani pa no betumi qualify for the next stage na
so wanya ntini wantimi amfa form no ena kai say omo faale ye ni nyina awie no oye dance ni say omo nyina ato the entire country na se wenya filing fee and as a development levy na just we need the human resource capacity best support to one ebema VAT baako and as ebema pick up and as e be fuel or car
come any campaign team masem.
Yes, but since so cross this and so now I get you to it's a litmus test.
This can be ambeje.
A litmus test.
This can be ambeje.
A litmus test.
What test you are mobeje?
Oh, so what you answer now? Why go through the process?
Alright, William Yamwa, and na yene no, Edin Komoha, a year Asempa 94.7. Ekosiisen Jumadie, and na Utino na Yebeko Jiwi, and Nancy Beko Tiwe Yaba, ye party mu deep, and many Uraya Moa, Yabecha na Yedi and Komahu Drubi a canho ye party mudie, na Mebasisia.
Ecobank Mobile to make me say, oh yeah. Ecobank Mobile to make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah. Download it. You gon' enjoy it. In my diamond chain. In my diamond chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit. You can pay school fees, even just tight with the Apple.
Life is easy with the Ecobank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the Ecobank mobile app. You know it's 5-star life with Ecobank. Kim promise.
Electrical appliance bay na wopato. Say your mobile phones with say Nokia, Samsung, Infinix, any phones ahodoɔ nyinaa. Smart TVs, air conditioners, chest freezer, double decker, tabletop fridges, and a washing machine, microwaves, blenders, CCTV camera, any Franco electrical appliances. Are durable and very energy efficient. What sounds what it bonus so. Bura branch beer benwo. Nekwaji electrical appliances. Eye papa nani buofu. Every Franco. Anafre 0246 422 338 and 0555 939311 and www.francotrading.com. Now to add your online. Ubetmenya up to 40% discount. Electrical appliances papa ifi. Eye bakupe. Eye Franco.
One expert, couldn't give formula. Sagroni Sasia, only Pabena we. We are Bajemba, and now we Kukutuni, and now we are Kunindini. That's Obama Obibiara. It's you ready. Go oneexpert.com.gh website and an app also. More promo code 25BETG. Then you have 300% boost. A copy 5,500 cities. Gambling way through. Inti Chanwashe Yemu. And Yamawa won't dim fear doom watching. Gaming Commission Agent Kratwe Yatum.
I see a body. That's sorry. Shimmy Musa. I tried it. And I walk on win. Here cancer mixture. I can't show it. Never yerba who be around now. The yerba be around the drawer. I tried to see your we are. Cancer mixture. And cancer mixture. And pay for what's your 1 and 2 monum cancer mixture. No one put to Ankasa. Koto J. Oh, Koto J. Oh, to I know you J. I tried to see you. No cancer mixture. Trust Jehovah Herbal Center. Watakwa. And our ye. I can do a friend. 0244 871 862 and 0500 891 458. Engine Fidebiana. Menumbi. On your mapping for. On your batter the woman one benum. And Katui. FDA. Apinodo. She cancer mixture. Symbol from a report all side effect of cancer mixture to FDA using Med Safety app. Remember what I tried to. Maybe you will not have no cancer.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7.
Safa sapeli sizo simnyama Iwa safa isizo saba Yamula mo Anijaleni mo Kelize Wimhele wa modo Safa sapeli sizo simnyama Iwa safa isizo saba Yamula mo Anijaleni mo Kelize Maya kala Safa sapeli sizo simnyama Iwa safa isizo saba Allahula Anijaleni mo Kelize Maya wa modo
Ekosiisen Jumadie na Ogusu awutie Asempa 94.7 Yakoya Yaba Menura William Yamwa ono ena uko NPP mwa oye administrator na ebano finance nso a ne hona party nisikani nyina shawo mutoto na election na ebekoso 31st no oye secretary the election committee no ntiene no na edin komo awie yi ewo Ekosiisen eso na yedenya yebekọ election ni mu na yasanso aba party mu na election ni mu ano ene campaign no orayamo
yes Abena
yahu statements commentaries ene ensembia broni bekase eye hate speeches
okay
etiti ni pam ene ade akoso but we were here near the Council of Elders at an ad hoc committee amobe monitor this campaigner ekoso ni hawa aspirants no nyoma chita for no e communicate ema mama yehu say you be monitoring na mo de update aba na committee members no you BSc and na chairman na what the whole report aba no ma recommend the sanctions are such aspirants are ediatem kasantwini ade no de bema since sabre no besie ne yente hwe minima de as a party adro committee no mo yadwuma
yeah Abena yes omo yadwuma omo aye meetings she as parents no omo nyina things at that meeting one of them antimi anjane beto journey via Zoom minim say obey dance ni say a fees time wa ya announce say ya tesa ad hoc committee no so far campaign any some of these commentaries now or can say a concern no things are easy and yes our committee no kwampo na ye adwuma me no can say some of these party members are allegedly and I say passes certain comments airways no you refer my party in the disciplinary committee ama appear before the committee and that process also abwa me no can say ama some persons and other personalities are nanka dominate activities need dominating no say no activities no I reduce and I say I stop completely ama airways no I sanitize and so far na the American say very good.
September 18th 2025
September
18th 2025 and the announcement was made say the Council of Elders no Oma Power a year and had ad hoc committee a year 5 members be yes adjuman Rayama ubejia to say after sa ad hoc committee krompo mo pa omo hontuma no aye west the hate speeches any kasantwe no gitum say west
per war records no what is the most latest because minimum say from where I sit no yes okay September about October November December sir the frequency of it no I either reduced and I say eliminate yes
I like who follow campaigns are ekoso.
Yes, me follow.
You follow campaigns.
Yes.
Into what the you're touching aka. Show you touching videos nibi.
No, me need record of that.
You need record of that. Okay. Yemfa, there's Chumbuame, there's one guy who you reckon the Japan camp. I'll be kasa efa honorable Sarah Joseph for him. It was worse and glaring. Obianim said this person no campus say and na or war any idea. And also so no I'm trying to many panidi.
Okay, so
and also so no one thing.
Many part of this ad hoc committee. The minimum say as and when bibi beba up no swiftly no one providing intervention through invitation and then one follow one structured internal process. Many part of it, but minimum say more activities no cost pepe. And after the said references, these references I want make omasa aka bibi bim after maybe because minimum say this ad hoc committee, you know, I take it the bold step and the measures to mitigate it.
Until when was that step taken?
No, because I mean you're part of it, but I know.
But at least do they bring updates and some of them reports?
Yes, I get updates.
As when?
And the engineer BSc what can I say? Me no disciplinary committee so ishia brano every week and I say fortnightly be ishia. And minimum said they are working very hard, assiduously. And Abena there's so when they say human institutions no. Yeah, and she say mra any all that no. You will nipa bi wo no mo intentionally omu decide say ye be flat bibi na mahwe the consequence. You will nipa what is because me sociology professor Castre me sa and me enti ye will be on mo obe here na say no I want to do this. The person me test it. But the woman nyina say at the end of the day no the see beside who say structures na you putting in place no efficient na yeah adwuma na yeah fair to all and minimum say so far so very good and at the end of the day and that is the January 31st you better about baby no you be United Party.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
United Party with the Ekosong the kind of commentaries a bit to me dear Tamako Fibin Moire no more ex-wives any idea in abom you feel say mudru on ma nipan bejetum say wo ye me yire nya yenka mum ne nya party
maintain be knowledge of it but the American say ade ba ko e be guarantee say ye be wie yen process e be ye be back together say when a party e feel say the process no free fair transparent credible and then only asudie kese that honorable Joe Wise so and brand bia no pese or ye the obetimi aye humanly possible say your process no be transparent and now what hanum sisi and so ye dancing ni say so far so very good your process no aye very 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 transparent very very fair to all free credible.
So
it's yai to Abena wie no. So be anya feeling bia within or no and then say eniama na ye no ye skew favor a particular candidate na ye nyina ye the outcome no say yes this is a true reflection of the decision of the delegates na obia bia na no say indeed the delegates of the New Patriotic Party have spoken and clearly have they spoken na and now when we say obia beba say okay ya nto aba mame no ya nto amame e just say almost a men train me brebeba and me brebeso eti nipa we na ya to aba ma no enwia mu bia anya adwuma enhye ya mpani omode to apon so neda ho plain obagia di one of the more platform no so aspirants no can say committee no ya bo modern pa na omo wo gidie kese ewiyemu say the process no be very fair and transparent and then no na ye hwe and so obi ni yaudie woni mu say yasisi na yaudie wo mu a na nipa ne beka say no yasisi me ntime ma on board me sika hye but nipa obia or contest ni mu ni mu say NPP for a January 31st ye koto abana one person only one and I be Latino into obia etrimu say betimi aye me and I say be kwasi and I be fear enti anyame a me okay but say ko ba say me will be build can say process no yes me ya wia me say ya wia me dey na menti me ho say emam
but Yeraponko say the process a election process a mo go through ene enioma hodron krata aspirants na omagie tum so say you bedru election day na matu abawie na o say eye fair or okay but enioma bia e lead na say ekoso as you speak because me person me gina adro committee no so kakra ena meka say aye wese no wo share eye ensembia me dey can refer to it nanka me pese me hunu na ebia committee no the report by ebia na ye before the making and as was after and people feel say committee ni ye adwuma in Kansas yet it is ansem we at all
committee ni ye adwuma disciplinary committee so
e mo so open am hu
say the obo hu dawro no omamwo makura ase ombete but the one who de rule no enya de ombete
nti ade na say report abana mo take ya shamo kata so
yen kata so
nti ho ama ne wen
enti ye free bibi due process National Executive Committee refer petition edma disciplinary committee disciplinary committee ebe hwehwe be yen hwehwe mu oye wi a obeye ne report oye ne reporter or the bema the National Executive Committee. National Executive Committee ebetenase I review the committee's report. Then recommendation a woman no ye di adwuma. A process. And the process no is they are being followed.
It's me take the process take how many months or weeks.
And the obetimi abisa me say it is a process amodru
until we say processes no it take how many weeks or months and I'm what you say you do the final processor ABS the better abonten there to take how long
idea ye process no ye be ma time is either so bet me I meet the timeline as a deadline and also be requested for extension because a due process Abena
me too
a due process enti enye hasty won't mean jumpo and conclude say you can't say anything me decision say and that's a recommendation you say and so making sure say what follow the appropriate structures constitutional provisions enti and I make sure say the bodies no and that's actors are involved no or more every follow every step of it.
Inti adro committee na ye reporter eba mo disciplinary for hono mana.
Omo a report ma say ad hoc omo the National Council of Elders.
But mo na mo betina so.
Say a referral ya ye di ama National Executive Committee a petition a petitioner ya the National Executive Committee. National Executive Committee the refer petitions no or be refer the ama disciplinary committee. Then this committee best sit on the matter. Now my adjudicate.
Into the me pesa me tia se nyina ne say. Sa ad hoc committee na dwuma no. Some ye wie a omo de be ma
National Council of Elders
because omo na omo tesa committee no. Into they report to them.
Yes.
Into Council of Elders ni hwem. Na bibi wo mu a esa so twa na say bia ye also mo ye ho adwuma. Na ye di abremo
ye no ma ye ho adwuma
nti ho na me pese unti so far adro committee report ni o madwuma no cases ahene ye di abremo
enti me no ka say me ni reports from ad hoc committee ye conclusive and I say o ma complete o ma forward enti ye fi ha no mo a ye wi a me the chair o na number Dr. DSC
I would be glad so menya
me de ba
Mate
yes
because Nkrofo so mada
me de ba na
we say Nkrofo so mada
omo na omo ye adwuma
e na hwe bibia ma discipline for hoyi
omo ye adwuma
sa okay nti on disciplinary committee mo adwuma no te se me ye party ba na bibi koso na enyemeda edien na meye ansana abedru ho se mo behwehwem
obe petition to the National Executive Committee through the General Secretary. And the General Secretary receive na wa submit or National Executive Committee meeting. Na oma review. Then normal refer at the Disciplinary Committee.
Nti me member no metro petition no na mediaba.
Yes, so diaba.
Nti emma mo ho directly.
Debbie.
But abeko the
General Secretary.
General Secretary ho.
Of the party.
Nti nature say General Secretary to me within the party no e was so pa me wa.
Yes, so you don't know the chief administrator and the chief executive of the party.
Okay.
Day-to-day administration of the party no is in a betiso.
Na say bibi koso party mu na bia obi draw the General Secretary's attention to it entwa ye say ye comment na say allegations I was the secretary trust petition as also refer a discipline committee say the matini into the monya ho adwuma.
So we can due process enti nipa kwa wate bibi no e bia na General Secretary no kra wonte.
Nti emfa say
enti so fi go krata so.
Emfa say General Secretary nete.
General Secretary nete. Obe follow administrative procedure and processes.
Nti obetro petition.
Obe follow administrative procedure and processes.
Eno ne yedien.
Administrative procedure and processes.
Nti brofo no so breaking it down ti dia na obeye. Nti o de be onti as a secretary no as a me ye party ba na mo issue sa metro petition e dia bre the General Secretary. It is a General Secretary tia o follow the due process no na woka no. Obe den o tro petition anasa o wotumi ya mo constitution man say for some no command disciplinary no mo take you over.
There are so many ways of killing a cat. Say Bibi brought the attention of the General Secretary. General Secretary can invite the affected person as the person concerned for a discussion. And then one approach, engagement. One approach. And day to day, day by day, he does it. Oh yeah. Or be invited, or no be engaged. Na nipa kono. Just say nipa ne no be. Whereby I require say nipa no or be invited no between ono and the national acting national chairman obey. Whereby I say or inviting nipa no na or no General Secretary, national acting chairman, and then the National Council of Elders obey. Eti day by day adwuma ekoso. Na enye de bia na ye beba be horo ye niama ni abehata na bonten. Eti once wo nye privy to it ne de wo no ba bia wote no obey emotional about it. No I want to say nothing is happening, but a lot
yeah
ekoso.
Okay, it's no well say obi ye emotional ne de mint me enkado. It's na ye bisa questions na ye nya no ye. Ti a situation na a General Secretary a true petition constitution is aneka
me say General Secretary or ye party member and or be General Secretary,
but or ye General Secretary or your party member before being a General Secretary. But
me can say okay say we be her party member or to me a petition and now can say
be sign now say party member be petition.
Yes, and or you also your party member. Say a multiple concurrent role or your party member first. And then all baby assuming the role as a
General Secretary. Constitution not say
obey me the channel
General Secretary.
And I may say obey me the General Secretary channel to her. No, I share party member no. No, I operate as a party.
Right, I'm one person. You're specific, mommy. General Secretary.
Me specific.
It's General Secretary true petition na.
Or your party member to me true petition.
Okay. Ebi who say petition you who komodi mu ano. Some people within the party feel as the General Secretary authority a constitution demand to me na party constitution demand no. As I say no. And to me nye juma enti the man ko wie say bibi cost to General Secretary to for the 9th form na was such petition as an administrator ujitum
menjin to musa and a clause ben and a way constitution ma o kasa na o mu court
tell me bisa say constitution ne general secretary on petition nti bia say ye de wo constitution ma ka betumi a chem say bia Abena ye constitution say na e ka nti no e ma ne kwan so tumi ye anase ka wo so ye ne say
no say who can say ebinum say e more express opinion this is what you are going to say it's a bit here or because Abena can get the question we now pushing it to the corner now that's what we say no that question now can say so bizarre and we say so bizarre because you are still achieving your aim
but constitution is saying
minimum clause ko what's the constitution minimum clause ko
and a petition there no so constitution is saying
so be a party ba na say bibi ekoso a o ho kwan say o chro to the party the executive national executive committee through the general secretary and this in the same vein me here no say me party but at the same time addressing me was me director of finance and administration who say na say me secretary to the committee and in say menya 3 roles and as a chair me and so baby a did due process eye adwuma bia no untimi arbitrarily big party say binimo ka say assistant general secretary saki we fi party nim say general secretary say but wonu baby a ye de mra eye adwuma bia constitution ye mra asam ene ye ka wasam baby a de mra eye adwuma bia na enye saa ayi ye ka ne say idi ami mu style ne de ye
say general secretary na ka me party ba chiro petition de be bre no ono chiro de be ma hwan
o de be ma national council national executive committee
I can be.
Yes, it's all I know there. National executive committee and you there. We a member of it. We a general secretary. Into what throw I said the same body now was what throw the baby and not so the back so body no.
Mama found but mama can say maybe a phone line say bia na obi a party ba na wo tie nkomo yi wasem bi say bia wo ema wo administrator ubetumi afre na wo de question no amano sefa elections no ho anase general o ha say obe responde na aspirant monyomu edijuma no monyomu nyina hia makwa pam esemotu aba ne wie emfa oni de obedi nkonim also nyina ba together to support my bibi etesa to speak
ye be this month
this month date ben
tentatively 22nd
of January.
Yeah.
Okay. Say omunyina beji atum do matu sana mono. All right. Eti me numbers no eye 0302 216 545 0302 216 545 and 0302 216 546 0302 216 546 Oraya mo a ewo ha na asembisa bia wo emano no bomodia na efabra betumi so afre 0548 955 946 okay 0548 955 947 0548 955 947 betumi afre na proxy ho asem say ma we bibia still na
yes yeah bibia yeah no proxy
obi akomato na yem ah oh yeah sure
yes
omomo obi man so nyina akomato mo yem
oh say afibia mo ba beto ahonhwa a mo ba sa FS say oh US for no so buy
$3,000 $5,000
part no hold on tia but
oh I'm for the first collabora memo how
oh but
is there already 5 about me mo ajo
patch you yeah
yeah frost and everything
patch you na ba Asempa
Asempa me patch administrator e wo ha question be na wa de be man
me patch we the administrator me nyani me sepa me sepa ye party no me patch o mama asumdie me bo na o me yempini we eyeyen kana ade ye koye atendide person ewo NPP aden boni ben ya ye kwa na NDC for enyaye sa etine question am busin busan me in fact me party ka me kwa ka Because already meet me with the meet me at the crime support.
Say administrator and declare support.
Me.
Oh, sir, my battle we executive ana.
But so many executive.
Inti we are there. We are party ba. Otu abani we are delegate.
On part of the delegate. Me delegate.
Ah, okay.
Me party ka.
It's no one question I pursue bisa say unye delegate dey ba we party ba.
We aka ataka ona boken de Japan. Yan fa nko.
No mate. Nti say nye question obeka wo beka wasem nya sem na baby sa. Mate. Me da say ma me fa obi foforo e wo ho. Me mo adwo.
Yeah, now.
Me patche frozen free.
Yeah, my friend of promote job me freshing matter commission camp.
Okay, patcho administrative team.
Yeah, but some bisha administrative session. You go the executives no. And the system aka coordinated na ewo the day that we nim ko for no. At the moment na we yi won mu esimu because of your MC editor or nye are very influential our constituency, but be a coordinator not our elected or no need in Kofa what the core members are waiting here continue all the question that I say all the way and next amendment because when you work with the code former coordination and we must so that in base no and the question
Mate medase bema o han to be ya no memfa ofofra okay my joy Memoajo. Eti ore mo apacho obe responde obiba be nko ho. Alright ma me komra. My joy.
Me jo so ni aba na ho tete.
Adum ni ntime ho ya fishia panso. Ya frost en frefin.
Afin sa brigade NPP. Da keka ye ho a ye sa ba bem na free education ne drip machine amanfo e de si dem a omfa nya adwuma mankofo yi. Ni aba ni edin nyina aba be gu akwam kama. I'm not going to be director of administration. You are more. In fact, Omubo Juma. We be at the Abrewa. We will say an important and we didn't quit. Now, no more Mabaso. Now, maybe I gave a quarter composite competition money pie 50 plus 1. No, I wanted the young man. And you have poor Benivia, mammy. The meaning of 600, no, 599, maybe 2. Because you 50 plus 1. Let will be a God for 50 plus 1. Now, not the party, no. Yes, I don't know. I want to be a nomin proper. Now, the Marcos of the bomb abaso. And it's a constitution almost the same, no. And then, no, can say MPP communication, yeah, to swabber. Plus, the night appointment. Obia, I had not just one customer party, no. And then your communication. And yet, director of administration in pending for you, I could be unknown. And the name of your crime, I'm here for to swabber. In fact, Omaba Juma, no man sere MPP amanu kuno. E nipa num na ekwo nyina ya abrempon, ya katachie. The nipa num no se dia homaba omu, omu nipa ba ko. Na se ye ne ofom no, ya ade ho ase a. E ga dia nkurumdie mbeba. Ye nyina ya ntamo, na de obeyi bia na ye ntadachi. Ye pa ne nkwaje ne party to free education, and ni health insurance. And this for my own so.
Okay. Abrewa medase. Yes, baby, Sasem. I think that you all can 50 plus 1 no. One no. Memoaju. Majo. Me batwe dini biem.
Bolos. Me kasa free aboko.
Bolos. Yetio.
Yeah. Oh, na me shira woni adwuma pa anwo ye. Me chia administrator. Na me pese me bi sa se. Mr. No, again, pan no mobile. Ebe masa akandi 4-5 enum abeto abane be wi na we meye na yefisimi ene ya me say die no mobile ye be sere omfo mo na si form because MPP ya kasa ye hu bondada ni ye be wi na we say yefisimi na we so ya party no na esa ye be NDC fo be nyaye enti ye be sere omo mpanyfo na omo wo so ho no omo fo omo na si form na me say bi sana ba ko say enti bien party mra no e ka sen e fa endorsement ho say MP ana say leaders bi mu omo no
SSA komutumi ndosuma one candidate no dia na emra na ye MPP emra na kafa ho ye mesre no omunche yemu why because MPP bebe ye duru no masa ye nimu ye gu ase ya nhwe ye ne ya nto aba we ama asonju amba wo hu ebe wie kire no na ye nimu gu ase poto je no ye wa bebe ye misre ye wa kenede Japan obi a papa me chia wo nya me hira wo ne o kampia wo ye yina nya me hira wo bebe
me da se me fa ofoforo na fi memra oraya mo aho majo
hello
majo
ya majo
but you first self free
efem kofi wona nkasa fi na nkwa san nkro
kofi admin wo ha hotel
in fact tell me we are court is akan no ense asase no pen fo no campaign omo ni anko how say MP it will declare support and more candidate. There's a candidate about constituency. Over the seven of the country. First, I didn't pay for now. You break us. Chaos from the word go. So we can't say we MP main follow candidate. We say a main say is a mama campaign. I choke. Oh, the constituency because candidate because executive members no more because over declare support for another candidate. The next time, having the emotional. The motion can once in at higher. I take your campaign no pa 17 for book contest people and you say you can 5 pay not you can control and then your margin send basa next time this alarm government for now no may
Mr. Weda say twum yen fo bia na yenim komomra all right moa yen shase with members of parliament ne some prominent people or party ma omo endorse aspirants no constitution is the on
constitution no any provisions be at sa name your code of conduct I think says somewhere 2020 or 2021 national council introduces senka internal contest to say no ye mom modern ase ebe share ho so na ya anye open declaration and as endorsement but senior winimu no human institutions
but no a specific with asumasi obenti na a
general say leading party members ma yenye open declaration and as endorsement
na a sanctions bi bata ho ana
sanction bisa in shedano like I said a constitutional provision but my friend say yankasa futu ayedi tu ye ho but obehwa so offer ye guideline for example your provision bi I think 0.19 or so you can say ma aspirant bi an as a contestant bi say obe appointed obi a oye former member of parliament, former minister, MMDC, managing director, regional constituency executives. So on be appointed my agent. And as a committee, no, ye yaboya homework say ye per se at the end of the year very such kind of way you be mitigate. And yaboya homework. But then also no. It's not say any constitutional provision, you know. I didn't say obey enforce. Sir, you can't say consent. Say it is say, and Yankai say any the first time in the history of the party. President Kufuor time amount for openly supported.
But the point was say it was.
And I'm can't say President Kufuor time a happy President Kufuor more time on also a happy. Enti ye koye nimu no say ade a ye identify say ebe di party ni nya I think say in future your next amendment no ye behwe na ya consider because me nua ba ko so ka say as I say you consider former electoral area coordinators because omo na wo form omo ye adwuma and also in future no say ye constitutional amendment minimum company for and so the back call asopam na ya consider.
Okay, na 50+1.
I know a constitutional provision say obia obe contest bia I just onya more than 50% and sana ya declare so ya winner.
Mate, ma me nkwa homa somra, me mo adwo.
Me pacho me do so. Na mo tide.
Adom ni ntime ho ya fisia pa. Ya fra se ofrefi.
Me pacho ya fra me o te me free o te.
O say it you.
Me pacho and then person me kaka kan say MPP party no ase omo emre na da bia ka omo ntiase because NDC for o hwe enipe wo kasa obuka na obi aka na no atom omo ampo bia na ni edin obeti na edina party na nimu a omo forget emfamfa so bia ma omo nti omo momode na omo nkamum na omo ntimi nyi nkrofo omo ni edin erade mfa Sir John cry nsie na o tiase na otimi kasa emani omo aye ene oni ho obi aka se ni ofe police posu kwa tire omo kasa omo home so edi so omo antoto omo no omo yi a ebe ha ompa enti nyankopon ka omo momode na omo nyadwuma ebe so ganene na mate
me da say me mo adwo
me jo simi ni aba na mpacha won sei
me ho ye fro sen frefin
me mo afi sia panso papa
afin kometo ye nyina
median na wuska ifefi danso mai
yeti
me mo ya mamma me data baso data ya mo wakasa bibiri ye bona baso ni a metihu jumedia mpanyimfo ne ma mpanyimfo di egu akwemu ni ya dia musabri ebe sapati ni shebre sanse MPP sei tutru ye mebunu ye subu ye yem nanso ye suwa ni atwe ni ko hwe ni pa binum ni se o musi bua party ni musi hye ya o mu ya ye dia akoma ni akoma ato ye yem kakra tutru general secretary me mo na baso sanse na party ni se mu nyina sina betizo ni ma be ko ya ono ni ma ko ya oni ebo ye subu no so ti ye say ye ru data ya mo a mpanyimfo si di hye egu akwemu a ne ma ekoto ten no omum ye ko strategy through communication. The communication yes here to so ba me na we ska dan so my me ko communication officer.
Okay.
It's somebody no ambassador here to so ba me ni aba me se me ni age papa. Ye bom mpanyimfo aba so ne ma omudi gu akwemu. Ye be se wo mu se nche internal election sa mafia games in blame games ni ade no no de omofo mu nansi form na ya na ma party na times wonchi kakaba mu no se du se constituency level no ye ko sa election na omummo maso nkofo mu ye pa na sa mafia game na ye yiwa film ye de ye do ko shemo yi tukofo bi fi bi ye na be se police station bi ko abra o mu nimu no and ye be se general secretary for nancy form papa sa na madu no na su go yem na wo ska obi ntwas mi ni aba
me da say me mo adwo okay nti we de ase afutu
yes Abena mesre say your party for no so
but cho me kakra mi me mo adwo me ba jo ti me nka ma adwo okay ma adwo
you so sister
aja ya first na free
only aba ajana wa ya be ga free do kwa ya
ajana one admin it why
ba ya
wo administrator wo ti o
media ojem share ojem administrator sa e bob say omunjani ni e concrete da yenja competition because party back ko e de ma ni tibu ba ni de it na pay for ka say if you don't and he can we fall for if you almost show but never year maybe the ABC ba me mom of foot was say almost share near me year almost share the year almost to ada mo pa come go buy a competition then who say heavy will be a or 1 year here or put it into our toes but almost to go sa yes you are penny sa you better so it has
me so be da say me fa ofoforo twum ye fa ba konka woke nti we de ofri ba bi na odene de atom but now we can be about party for no
yes then I can say me sometimes me share with them omo pains say ohwe adwuma na akufu ado aban no obeye na party for nyina wo gidie say anka 2024 no Ghana for be renew your mandate na yetimi atoa so and unfortunately Ghana for say yankofie na yenkotena ase enti enam soma obia edesa mogahye no eka bia beba obia trima ye papa anyway
mate meba wadaroma majoy
me joso no apo buti
nyame adom me ho ye mpacho udi ni baba afrefi
uni Abena Mr. Boadu ni o make appreciations
okay
the economic more director abaso so far ye no be no ye de ni adi enhye ya omudigu akwan so no ye de adi akire na ye ne aspirant me do na so adi kobo na wo hwe the way a wodi ni egu akwan mu na nyame ya adoma ye party no ebe san fa nto ma pesra na emre dia yitimi pesa no ebe se ni abako be ka 50+1 no constitution no you can say man ayi no be nya dodo no because party no especially yakọ opposition no ya na sikasem do be ho den entity e be call election maybe making obi abiti obi kakra bi obi to be wini ni ato ni akuye nim na mu akwa 50+1 that's obi kunya 49.1% no anya 50+1 na gese wo se san akoto fo nti hodom panimfo entwa omani na afi nso no ade ba ko a next we no mo fanshim ene se ebi obi a polling station youth organizer or person or constituency ye na dey say on for the polling station position into it will be a with the polling station youth organizer ebi a making 12 years 15 years our experience no or constituency na so ko lutupe when you executive DM that's any panel upon all the experience in na no dey better see it will find some there to do a polling station let's say you person or constituency the position no wo dey amman konkon ho o kolas wo awini a na kwa befa na wo to aso so dey be ya baby interest into hono so no dey better director adwuma pa wo bo ya na wo mo dia ko adwendwi mu e dey ama party no nyankopon shira MPP me da so
me so be da say me fa ofofro majoe
hello
aja ma ne so ma me fro sen frifin
good evening madam
ye je so mpacho e fro sen frifin
because e free Pokua mpacho MPP omo hihye omo ne amaye na omo ma kwa ekuru enye adwuma na abana omo koto nso no omo ma no kurudie enye adwuma enne be ma gandefo wunse omo nya abre benti sa pa dia masa ye ma omo nsa betena so ema omo finance minister disika no onwane so gandefo ni ate ema woni pa ni disika wi ana odwane akotena ba bi ne ye ba masa ta plan de ye twambo
me da say Adwin yem konti ye na waka no wi a na fe waba so be a police station executive or person ko constituency bo so mfa na adwuma to me ba me mo ajo
hello
be mama ajo
good evening listen mo ajo Pokua
ye first ofrifin
pa cho ye friend Mohammed me free so being here up at West
Mohammed yetio
me pa cho MPP party bia da yakuma so papa nti yesremora ya secretary ene party mpanyinfo no mo nhwe no mo mfa ne na nwu akwa mu yi na vese de aba wo to papa so o ti wo twa 11 o ti wo twa 13 tax na petrol na electricity bill de dia ya pitu mo sa di kunye ya ekoto aba ma party no ya ne pay more no opposition ni no je akatua kase no ono ho ato no what the tax egu yen yeso nti yesre o mora na presidential election candidate yakuyi o munzo yesre delegate for no onu delegate onu ni presidential candidate papa mfama yen pe obia the constituency kura no NDC are taking over
okay
or send pan yen ko fa no me ye candidate daddy yen tini si sada ye pe obia ni constituency and in the area otimi mobilize ama MPP election results are costro na new candidate ya ono no constituency kura NDC na take over ne do ma fipi muni nya nya adwuma wai
me so be da say you yana sa me say pacho last caller why wadaroma impacho ma meeting
okay so your party for the anasa
yes so was so ntie fani wi a na mapa na wa flu majoe
good evening
me pacho e fro self free
I'm the Moro make a self
Moro iti ho.
me be aba ka se me si ase oje aketu akete obienu na eduma onje aketu akete no mpo de nda o the way new patriotic party omo ya no de sister on better than obaba because ekwan omo de ọma ne fa so 8 years no e better pass than obaba ebi omo pa omo je da omo je da e better
mate medase admin
Yes. Yeah. Na callers ni bi can say anka 50% no. More than a simple majority. Mesre na makan article 13.2.4 no. Or say where however no candidate obtains more than 50% of the vote cast, there shall be a runoff between the first two contestants. And the contestants with simple majority shall be the party's presidential candidate. Yen constitution article 13.2.4. Now ye members ni bi say ye nipa bi kasahare. Ye ofie so akara esua kasa na akara kasa no oye kasahare a na ne mama aka kire say tobo kasa. Because why do we communicate? We communicate for understanding. Now, what disseminate your ideas and now share your ideas. For me free say, and only the best way to communicate because recipient necessarily to me say as someone where then walk on. Now the perception say leadership weak. We are talking of a mind game na intellectual capacity. And your physical capacity as some na yeka. And so what na say na bukompo na hwe baby a free said this administration e buy a juma wo ma ya e juma utmu say wo so ma ya juma kasa
timu rate mo ma ho ahin
over 100%.
Over 100%.
Over 100%.
Sana mote so ho mu no.
Over 100%.
Me chese sana mote so ho mu no.
And ye hu no the feedback. We say ye wo no yenso ye opinion polls. Ebisa members say adwuma na ye no say na mu hu yenfa. Ye conference. Members ebisa after conference no the best conference ye after election ye call across the country engage and call for. The party members were very happy. 2023, a fast year presidential elections. Very calm, very smooth, peaceful. Any let's say leader. The intent parliamentary often constituent listening members of parliament. Abna we dancing for and as a dancing. In the past, ye koko boy who danki to ebimu na intokwa ni ebubu ayi nkonya na yesunsun and NDC for crampo dia we the same around the same period hu ye din nkonya bobi ni mochi ebubu omni ade ye virtually very peaceful, very very peaceful. Emma amanfo go through the process ni we they were very happy and satisfied. And the same process they adopted. Enya afi na yekupia nkrofo akugu dan mu enya afi na yeko campu bi enu nti na ama aspirant na omo ankasa agina simpie so mo platform and omo ka say no, we must admit said the committee is doing so well and the process no are very smooth and very transparent. Yes, service we na party for ehia service a standing the test of time. Service a be commendable. Service obi abeka say mo piafo. Enti kasahare de ewo ho. Kasahare ne ko he.
Asom money nyedin. Asom ye soft.
President Kufo a oye leader. Living leader. Say insuo nyu enfani. O say insuo nyu na enfani. Insuo shie enfani pa. Insuo nyu na efa. Eti the first say when isu ye keka no na obi na nisu keka e na ade ne kogina entokwa enim sene what the people say ya ne knocking it down
jigas kro be boni pan create me mani pan dwane wana hu sa
mi hunisa eti dia minim ni say insonyu na yɛden ɛfa nipa and yen leadership a yɛwɔ no ɔmo abɔ adwuma they are very good, very hard working, and ɔmo ensa no adwuma ɛwɔ hɔ, and now person yɛ the comparative analysis a one kasa betimi ayɛ.
Okay, na obi frɛ o sa denti na police station executives no opeso kwa constituency also for police polling ketwa na wodi no nto ho no wonko na wanya na jese ho so abono na jese wonya executive bi ada na mo yesa
se ni nyina kan hyehyɛ na omo se yema na nye transparent no enti pe promotion enti wo promote na se ko ani no bi so be hye ba bi a
na me kwade manya yi
esa wo so ho hwe se obenya wonya ade nyesa se we nya ne ho no na se wo kwa na se wo kunya no so na wanya mienu
da be so wonya na wo de we ato
na sa ne aba be pa ayiden
na da mo be ye no ansa na wakona ni
ye police station no eti yaye ama wo wogidie se wo so pɛ na contest ye anyway nya anti ye wie na se ye sa ko ye nim the next level ye the constituency na se me dwudi se menya o eti se me kwa contest de na jawe nto
omo se enye fan
enhyehyɛ no
nti bibi ene ho ambetuma ya fa
se enhyehyɛ ne de anate se enhyehyɛ se omo party for no obi e ka se yemfa pepepe ye emfa nya adwuma ene de pepepe ye ne ye adwuma na se anko who favor dia na no so ye e can is concern but say make sure say ye de pepepe ye adwuma across board.
Okay, ma me fa on enko Facebook orapi wo ha se ya or dear question be a buy Samuel Nketia Boating or say or per se or boabaso na o shall comment mo dia say nkofo ehunu say we are very intelligent and very calm ewo nkomo ayedie ene odwumadi mu but the person no etiase say kwan ben na as a committee no mo fa so ye adwuma no in such a way say abato na chi no aspirant bi emfa yewdie enyai amanyoko no se bi efa abato no hyehye na ankoye anase bi ansem bi akokoso ansa na abato no eba
yeah medase enti one ye election we dey me ka say election no bible nie ye guideline
okay
and the ma aspirants no mo nyina go through to say they winim no and almost sign it to it abeye asudi any commitment emaye see be make sure say ade bi ewo mu bia na de be ya adwuma pepepe see yetimi de ya adwuma pepepe ekosi awie ya which eno na the chairman of the committee so I pledge so the be
okay
ebema obia so age the outcome no atumu pepepe because one yaka wo mu say security police for dia ampa yama asimasi obenten ekwan amana anko amfa obi ama ho amese eniama ama yanko ban say yese obi akosnatch ballot box am obi best of ballot yi yese oto abana de kira ye be twam ye ntwam na tese yakan ye ntimi amfanya adwuma yese ye be ma yisi ahweso afide enye yisi na ehweso demu regional chairman and na ehweso. No, not to say we are not being consistent. It is a near my provisions a work guideline ni munyina see it me follow everything to the letter. Outcome no obi abegiatum. Na say nipa ni nyaji outcome ni tumu then there's no pain and nipa ni beka say odi fi party ni. Apart from that no ye wo one of the outstanding meeting na ye ne omunyina be have including the leadership, the key stakeholders of the party. Neho ena yina anase aspirant yina ebe pledge commitment and loyalty to the party.
Okay.
And then the process. Eti ye because say the adibia ye bia so eda obia hu mu pefe ni ntino ebema the outcome of it no obia timi I accept it. So when you accept the outcome then the biem na we can say obe fi party nim. The only time obi be so tada ye na ye say yes me but say ya anto ama wa there's a party for say twen na nya no so because a nipa baako ne ebeto abana ma no eti mesle mumu se obia o bon to abia no enye ne ho mo ne nto ani yie na omo enshare omo message na delegate for no ntimi nto omo message no na omo nya convince na omo nya gidi wo mu na omo to abana enfema wo mu na 31st no nipa baako pe na party for ebeto
enti de as a committee mo ye to ensure no ayese mo ne omo be meeting and meeting nim no omo de omo sa ebe sha pamase
enye to ensure no
okay
to ensure no
person say how is the committee ensuring say bibisa emma
and I make say the cardinal points no transparency making sure the process is very transparent fair free credible and at every stage of your activity bia me no be discuss area bia no all the parties are involved
into no say more share fairness credibility ni ade say no ade ba ko a na so basis a etumi ma obi di yawde ejai party no internal fan say campaigning nim commentaries ni kasantwi no eno no ya na eno so ntumi fasade ne mana
na ntumi fama.
How sure are you?
It's me fema because kasatwie enya no na determine the outcome of the election. Nipa ni di ya say ye ko print ballot papers no ba bi ye ko print ye no kra wa hu onim ho onka ho na agent amba ho bi. Odi ya say you see serial numbers kra ye count na some of the ballot papers na serial numbers in ye den enim eti or request say yenye audit o see yenye audit bia ya kan awie very painful e be den so be can so be the outcome na di but ye kwa print onim company na me no ka say company e be print ye ya throw letter ma age aspirants ni nyina e mo munim company e be print ye ballot papers amaye ye be sama o mo letter time no du na ye kwa print ya around 19th or so ye be more letters amobia nominate agents and agent no 3 ye get 3 so ne be ya so obi eco breaker oba ko be step in et ombe rotate sa et wani esem ye de ko constituency anasa region yisi police and amonisem ye de akwakodu ekodu ya ye receive police monkrofo anisem et every stage bia no transparent when this eti ebeya den say nipa ne say okan na sema na no concern and na wo amfanye adwuma ye to abani so wie enso ya amfa nkɔhye dem ehwa ena ye kan eni ya ye ade ni na man say 2 o'clock last person to wie ye kan eti esum ema meto adwuma na ye ne so enough police nso ya deploy them. It will be me fi baby enka say we snatch ballot box ni aka say ballot box bi atam fi baby and a to abano so district capital it enye nsuo bi agya ni aka say the train ye can say vote na fi nsuo na agya no na ye aba ye we it every stage of it no involving everybody's participatory
yes ye braso ye wi nkomodi no 1 minute e de na obeka e de twa so
1 minute say Abena ye beda mose multimedia for ena wadaroma yada mabusuafo nso mo ada network ase wo emwaso ko a mode maye brand the robo a mode bo emaye mama this process I very very peaceful and very smooth and say on behalf of my chairman and the committee members and the party leadership ye beda mose sonko na afen so yada ye party for no so ase any all stakeholders particularly the presidential candidates for omo cooperation and collaboration so far so very good let's say delegate bia anko checking it in na say bibi wo ho no mo say ye fix ya ni ya fix ni preko
okay
and after Monday no na say ye wie ni e ba be print yen abon no pepepe na ye de ahyehyɛ so enti meda obi biara se obi biara otie me awia bia meda na se obi a ohun ba bia ni ID card nso ode ato say ade abakwa akoye card na fufura a bomodin se obakwa akoye unkuta card na untimi nto aba enti ne mesre so obi anko hwe ni ID card akiri kwan
okay Mr. Beda Silva William Yamwa Director of Finance and Administration NPP no sanso secretary Emma Election Committee Yawmo nyame yadma 31st January abato party ne eko wamo flag bearer Franka Tuni no na happy birthday to Miriam Wellenam what says we obi a abibia no o man sa ho keka no se won sorry na won kosoa enre ne ho emobra enye dwuma enkodanim Miriam nyame won hira na onye okese wakoma so ade yi no bade man mrem ate anoda wo hit FM me colleague o multimedia ha and I always show a happy birthday Miriam Wellenam. Have a blessed day, enjoy your day wate nyame nye okese pa medi wasi anwumre Edia mejeso ene Abena Pokua Ahwenee Dominic Isieboa kwa kuchumberima Omanhene Kwabena Asante Philip Osebonso Akuya Boachiwe Yadom Bengazi Jowo ena team ni nyina Samirinchi etachire ne de anwumre Ekosiisen dwumadie ye de ba ye nyame hyirame onhyira na onhyira o my kronkron Ghana yakra munyina ewo ha